What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Borthers podcast. We have our fourth guy is in El Baño. He will be right back. Welcome back, guys. How's everybody doing this week? It's been a awesome week, I will say. We have a lot to get to, a lot of stuff gaming-wise, a lot of stuff Twitch-wise, and I'm excited to just shoot the shiz with the buds because I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a little bit. I haven't talked to you in a little bit, Jagger. We haven't talked since the Code Red quali, but we've been doing our thing.
Real quick, it's been so hard to get Stroxy on the podcast. We finally settled for just having his chair here.
Man, it's not even here to defend himself.
I'm just kidding. It's been a minute, man. Before we get into some topics that you're going to be looking forward to in the next Call of Duty Blackout update. I'm not just saying that because I miss you as your person. I don't miss your smell. I do miss your smell. I miss your feeling as a teammate when you're there to coddle me when I die. But no, the new Blackout update's going to be pretty good.
I need the details, Jagger. I need the deets. What's coming? What's happening? What are they talking about?
All right. What's the number one thing you want to see happen?
Flash grenades or stuns need to get out of the damn game.
Oh! Okay, not that much.
Okay, well,
no, I mean, being dialed back a little bit. Not that much.
Okay, dial back. They're gone. Yes.
Oh wait, they're not gone. Actually.
Yeah, not yet.
They're allowing more survivability.
Okay.
With, when you get stunned and concussed.
Nice.
What's the second thing? Because
level 3 armor needs to.
It's happening. It's getting dialed back again.
Yes.
Getting dialed back.
I'm pumped now.
But the biggest thing is they're working on concussion grenades and level 3 armor and stuff like that.
Okay,
so
that's
nothing necessarily with weapon balance, but yeah, I think those are two good, solid things to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually shoot a gun when you get stunned, or you can actually if it's level 3 versus level 2 and you lose a battle versus if you're level 2 versus level 3 and you lose the battle, you're like, oh well, that dude had level 3. Versus if you're level 3 versus level 2, you're like, oh, I lost a fight because I suck.
Right.
Now it's going to be a more even playing field. It's going to take more armor plates to repair the level 3 armor, so it's going to be pretty legit.
Nice. Dang, so they're listening? That's surprising.
They're listening, but they're moving at a glacial pace, such as the Blizzard from Overwatch.
Yeah,
they're listening, but they're there.
They're there.
He's like, it takes a little bit to get.
I just like to put it into the Call of Duty, lifespan expectancy, time here. It's not very long. It's a year at most for most people. So we're kind of ticking down here. Could have used these updates, 3 months ago, but that's fine. That's okay. At least they're doing something. That's good.
Yeah.
Big things. Yeah, this stuns just too much. So what, are we going to be able to shoot back while we're stunned? Are we going to be...
They haven't said exactly.
Going to be able to move back? Is the stun duration going to be less?
I don't think they're changing stuff with the stuns. I think they're changing more things with the with what you can do while you're stunned. Like if you can actually go prone, can you actually reload, can you actually shoot, can you turn faster? I mean, it's kind of up in the air until they drop the update, which comes out next week, I believe.
Okay, nice.
League play update too.
Oh, is that actually coming out this month, or is that next week?
I'll read it right now. It says, we'll have more news to share next week about the upcoming rollout on League Play. It's an announcement about an announcement of League Play, basically. Nice. And the World League Hub, which I don't know what that is. We've made some fundamental changes to Black Ops 4 rank system since we first announced our plans, as well as numerous important updates to the CWL, which is their competitive Call of Duty league.
Yep.
Rule set that will change how the game is played competitively for the better. Stay tuned for more intel soon. So when you played GBs, did you play CWL rule set?
Yeah, we mostly played that. I played just the fun rules where there's not a bunch of crap in the game. But yeah, I've played both quite a bit.
Okay, we'll see how it goes because I think that I watched your GBs, but I watched them you guys are very good at communication, but you guys never really bitched about what the problems were after the fact. I think the problems, just from the outsider, was all the ults, right? The operator ults and stuff
Yep.
with the 9 bangs, the Ajax.
A lot of the stuff it's just too easy to get, I think. That's a lot of what the complaints are. The specialists are way too easy to get in Black Ops 4. Anyone at any skill level can essentially get it. It's not based around kills, it's based around time alive and time on the map, I guess. So obviously the kills and the points will, stack and you'll get your specialist faster. But I still think it's pretty easy. I mean, if you've played competitive Call of Duty or any competitive shooter and you're able to do well, you'll get your specialist quite easily. And like stuff like the Annihilator or the Rune's got the gravity spike thing. They had a problem with like barbed wire and the the shield, forgot the name of it.
Pistol with the shield, shield.
Yeah, they had some issues with that they fixed, but just stupid stuff like that's not competitive in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I think the biggest issue was it was less about your specialist having some utility that helps you when it was more you'd literally get something that could one-shot people like constantly.
Yeah, I mean it's a guaranteed kill with a lot of things, which I get it. I mean it's they're trying to I think they went to when they were making Black Ops 4, I think they were making the idea around Overwatch because that's kind of the time when Overwatch was, the thing. And a lot of people never played a game like Team Fortress, for example, I'm sure. And they're like, oh, what's this Overwatch game? And so, boom. So I'm sure some of those ideas definitely leaned towards how specialists were and how, powerful they are in Black Ops 4. But I don't know. I still think the specialists are a little too easy to get, a little too easy to use, and anyone can get them at any time. Essentially, I think that's been a problem for a while, and I'm sure a lot of people that have played the multiplayer quite a bit could agree with me there, especially for being a higher level player. You get get that stuff.
That's a really good point you bring up because Overwatch, like the ults are what they are. Like some ults are more,
but
like
they're counterable for the most part. For the most part,
they are, but they work like as a team. Like healer ults, like help build your team up. Like if you're a tank and you're playing Reinhardt, you have the slam that can win you a fight because you can punish somebody who's not playing well or doesn't have a Rein on their team in general. Versus like the Call of Duty operator ults seem more like they're just here for you personally to win a gunfight or you personally to get something done that's kind of cheesy and it kind of feels slightly dirty in a way, and that's really about it. It doesn't really help your team in that regard. You know what I mean?
I will say that there is one ability that's very nice in team based. So they have Hardpoint, they have Control, and they have Search and Destroy as the game modes. Control and Hardpoint, obviously the respawn game modes. There is a specialist that can heal your team, gives you your team kind of like an overshield essentially. So what a lot of people do is they'll they'll time out different pushes on hardpoints or control pushes where they'll say, oh, I'm gonna heal you guys or give you guys extra health, basically. So stuff like that's really cool. But stuff like having barbed wire and shiz, in the hill, and the grav spikes are cool. I still think stuff like that's a little too easy to use. It's basically a guaranteed couple kills. I think the Annihilator's in a good spot. It's the one-shot pistol. For those of you that don't know, one-shot pistol. It's a guaranteed kill if you hit someone with it. I think that's in a good spot skill shot wise. But just like the AoE stuff, like things that are controlling certain areas of the map, it's just, I don't know, it can be very silly in some points. But I mean, they did fix the barbed wire pretty early on, which was a problem for people. Fixed that probably the first couple weeks in. But yeah, like you were saying though, Jagger, it doesn't seem as if the specialists are very team orientated besides a couple. But I don't know. I mean, it's a complete, we're comparing two completely different games, but similar ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going with that ult kind of thing, what would you prefer? Like the way Overwatch does it, which Overwatch has its slew of problems because it's Overwatch, and then Call of Duty is like it. Like Call of Duty. What's more popular with Call of Duty right now? Like, is it Blackout or is it multiplayer? I feel like it's multiplayer just because they have the CWL and stuff like that. But
It's always going to be multiplayer, I think, unless a battle royale just blows people out of the water.
As far as bounce wise on multiplayer with that, it just seems so annoying to play GBs the way you used to.
Yeah, I mean, Black Ops 3 had specialists too, but yeah, I mean, we're playing CWL.
CWL variant. If you're playing normal GB variant, you're not even allowed to use like 90% of the specialists.
Yeah, well, you were gone, Casey, too. We're talking about League play, and that's going to have the CWL rules, so that's coming out soon. Yep. And so, excuse me, my voice is dry as shiz. We were just kind of like comparing it to how it would play well or not so well, you know, with all of the, I'd say, overpowered specialists, because they're pretty easy to use in COD. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just like Black Ops 3, they had specialists, but they weren't anywhere near as ridiculous as they are in this game, in my opinion. And I played, Black Ops 3 was the last game that I played at a top amateur level for competitive, and I didn't see too much of a ridiculous issue with them, because, I don't know, I feel like you could, well one, you weren't moving as fast, because Black Ops 4, you are just, zoom, you're just flying, you know what I mean?
Well, also, and you got to take into consideration that it took a pretty darn long time to get your specialist up in Black Ops. Like an SND, dude, you might get one.
Maybe, right?
And that's it for the whole, like, 6 rounds or whatever.
It's for the most part similar in this Search and Destroy, or in Black Ops 4 Search and Destroy, but yeah, like I said, I mean, it just seems way easier. It really does seem way easier to get the specialists. I think what they could do is reward players that are constantly getting, you know, objective points or helping their team out, along with obviously fragging out, getting kills and stuff like that. Those players, I think, should get rewarded with, you know, obviously the faster time to specialists, instead of just it, you know, accumulating over time easily. Because like I said, your average player could hop into a team deathmatch on firing range right now and get the specialist, what, 3 times if they're, you know, just playing, and it accumulating over time, getting a couple kills, going on a kill streak here and there. It seems really easy, very easy in my opinion. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird because I've played COD and competed in COD for my whole life, so it's like you go from absolutely no types of specialists to being all skill, nothing but skill, knowledge, movement, map knowledge, all that good stuff, to putting that along with specialists into the factor, basically RNG in some occasions, you know. So I don't know, it's a really, I give props to the pros that are competing this year, because it would drive me nuts. Like, basically,
oh, yeah.
Like, let's just say you win 2 rotations off of a hardpoint hill. You're ahead by, whatever, 60 seconds of time. And someone gets the Ruin Specialist. They gravity spike the hill. They get a 5-man in the hill. Clear it completely out just from one specialist. Get the rotation, spawns, boom. They're just right back in the game because of one specialist. Do you think that's necessarily fair? Do you think that's a little overpowered? Do you think the team could position better? You know, there's just a lot of different variables that go into it, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, to say the least.
I hope they just offer like different types of variants. Like when MLG did their like, I haven't competed in Call of Duty like super seriously, like past GB since Call of Duty 4, but it's like just when they offer, it's like, imagine playing Call of Duty competitive when you had to play with kill streaks and shit. It's like, that shit's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you just have it promotes camping. There's certain, like, I'm sure it goes with classes. Like, there's certain things you can do that promotes camping, all these sorts of like dumb play styles. But I feel like you need to play something on an even playing ground. You know what I mean? I don't know. No,
I get what you're saying. I mean, I'll always compare the best competitive Call of Duty of all time, Black Ops 2, to anything in the future, because we've had the best of the best, the cream of the crop of Call of Duty competitive, and now it's to this. It's just like Black Ops 2 had, they had kill streaks. You know, they had different things that weren't the greatest in the game as well, but they had kill streaks. I think that the kill streaks played well. I mean, a lot of people just use like a Hellstorm, a lightning strike, maybe if they could get a sentry gun. That was a pretty high kill streak. If you're getting sentry guns in competitive Call of Duty, that's like, whew, that's like big time. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, people are either, you know, playing around those types of kill streaks or not letting other players get to those kill streaks. I just see it happen so much easier in this COD, and maybe players are getting better too. You know, I mean, that's always a good comparison. Players are just getting better. But I don't know. Like I said, it just seems like it's becoming a lot easier, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Black Ops 4 competitive this year, which is interesting to say because I thought about competing this year with some friends, but yeah, it just didn't happen. S&D is kind of ruined in this game. There's no stuns in S&D. They don't allow you to use them. So it's like you just basically see people running straight through the middle of the map, and it's just like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off just firing gunfights in the middle of the map. That's pretty much what S&D is in this game, and it's just not that fun.
Whoever can get their
gun up off sprint.
Get their gun and just get that first pick. Like, and generally when it's that first pick, and that first pick turns into 3, and then it's just all right. Well, out of those 3 kills, who has the man advantage?
Who has the host advantage too? You know, who's got
because I mean, like
the SMG up close.
That gridlock map, it's just like, all right, dude, we have 3 Maddoxes, 2 Sogs, and the other team has 3 Sogs and 2 Maddoxes. Everyone just rush bathrooms, and it's over the best.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree 100%. But I don't know. I don't know, man. COD. I'm very passionate about it, as you can tell.
I'm a little upset that I spent like $200 on it, though.
I'm not, because I did put my money's worth into Blackout on PC, and
I did not.
I still would like to play zombies with you guys on PC, since we do. I think do we all have the big boy edition?
Crash anymore?
No, I think everything on PC is good to go now. I mean, I think the zombies alone's worth Black Ops 4 for me, because the zombies, they're doing good on that. They're doing good on that for sure.
I didn't buy the ultimate edition, or if I did, I bought it on PlayStation because I don't play it enough to.
No, I agree, 100%, dude.
I mean, it's
a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, with like Destiny, it was like okay because I actually did play it enough for it to be worth it, but
right. I mean, you bought Black Ops 4 twice. I mean, not saying that I'm sure you
for the ultimate edition.
Right. Yeah. Not saying you regretted it on console, but consoles.
No, but I mean, if I had the option to go back and buy one of the ultimate editions, I would have bought it on console rather than PC. Because I played it on PC like 4 times.
Really? That's it? Two of those times were zombies.
And
it kept crashing.
One time with Blackout, and then like 1 multiplayer time.
Right. Yeah, we need to schedule a Borthers play zombies again one of these days. I'm sure they have some newer stuff. I feel like we could do that Easter egg, boys. The was the one we were doing? Was it the ship one or was it a different one?
It was a ship,
we were doing a couple different ones.
We did the ship, and then didn't we do all the ones on the
Coliseum when we got close.
It wasn't the Coliseum.
I never did the Coliseum.
I thought, maybe you weren't there that day. I think
First time I played the Coliseum was a couple weeks ago with my little brother on his Xbox. Super cool map.
Yeah, super sweet. They have all of them have Easter eggs for the most part too.
What was the map we played on? I'm so lost. Like
we played on the ship one for sure.
The Alcatraz one too.
That's
it was like Alcatraz.
Oh yeah, we did try to do that one too. That one was fun.
We did the ship one off the
Voyage of Despair.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
And then we did the Alcatraz one, like Call of the Dead or whatever it was, for the second playthrough. Because that was the one where we actually did all like the Easter eggs, and then Ryan had to go.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we should definitely. Yeah, I know there's a lot of games and shiz coming up, but
I want them to release all the old maps, like they're going to anyways, so I can play Shinonuma on PC.
Dude, can we just like do a one night of just crazy zombie runs on Derize if that comes out? I love that map.
Oh yeah.
Just sit on the catwalk and mow some zombies down, dude.
get the Wonderwaff, the MG42, the RPK.
Good stuff. RPK was a Black Ops 1 gun.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the World War II light machine guns.
MG42, the FG42, the
FG42 was the bird gun. That was the.
Oh, never mind. That was a more. Yeah, that was not an LMG.
It was an assault rifle.
Yeah.
because it was like we called it the bird gun because it looked like it was flipping off the bird with its magazine. Because the magazine was like this.
It's all pointy and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love those zombies. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, we'll definitely have to schedule it though. I know there's a lot of games coming out, and some of us will be busy playing a lot of those new games and shiz like that. But yeah, we definitely will schedule something. I still want to play zombies.
I have work, obviously, on weekdays.
God, how dare you work full-time? Unbelievable.
How dare I not play games that much? Wow. Terrible.
Crazy. Game. All right, boys. Call of Duty. There it was. All right. You guys want to dive into Anthem right away? Want to talk about that?
Do you want to dive into Anthem?
I'm down for it,
I want to dive into Anthem to kind of pick Izzy's brain about what it is.
I started talking to him about it, and he told me that he doesn't want to sway me, and so I should play it myself. That was
all right.
Okay. Because did you play Destiny, Stroxy? You did, right?
Oh yeah, he's played hella hours.
So as a complete outsider, this kind of looks like, I don't want to say a Destiny clone, but it looks like Destiny 3.
It's essentially...
and that's what I've heard, but then at the same time, I've also heard from everyone that's been playing it that it's its own game.
It looks like the same formula, just implemented differently.
But it looks like Destiny and Warframe had a baby, and that was Anthem.
But see, then I've heard that too, but then their counter to that was then all these games are just Borderland copies.
Oh god.
Yeah, well they kind of are.
And so, that's what I'm saying. Is so like they're not all the same game. Yes, they are very similar in the act of what you do for them all, but like it's they're different in their own.
But
you're literally saying they're all just Borderland remakes.
Yeah, but Anthem and Destiny have like a certain they have a certain cadence where they look very similar. I don't know.
I mean, then you can say Warframe for the same thing.
They're all looter shooters. That's it. That's what they do.
Let me back this up a little bit. Like Ryan was saying, looter shooters, I think they're all, categorized in the same genre, but this game's unique. I will say that Anthem is very unique, and let me back it up a little bit. When Destiny 2 came out, that game didn't have much to offer, if I can be completely honest. There wasn't too much going on off of release for at least, once you level up or min-max your characters,
it was about
whatever.
A 30-day game.
It wasn't much. This game is completely different. There's no how can I explain it in the right way? Essentially, there's so many different components to gearing up your character in this game. It's completely different than Destiny, where Destiny's kind of like, you go through something, a mission, you get a drop, you put it on your guy. This game's a lot different. There's a lot of different weapons you can use. There's a lot of different consumables and different things that you need to earn to make your build the way you want it to. And that's where this game's unique. There's a lot of different mechanics that essentially involve you picking how you want to play your class, which is really cool. So I didn't have the chance to play any of the other characters. I believe they're going to be unlocking some more stuff during the open beta this next weekend. I played the Colossus and the Ranger. The Colossus is the tanky type of build that they're going for in this game, and I really liked it, man. I was a little skeptical at first with the movement and kind of the flying and all that type of stuff, but you kind of get settled in with your character and kind of just ease your way into it, start leveling up, doing a little bit more damage, figuring out the movement and whatnot. And it's its own type of game. It's really hard to describe without playing it, obviously, but yeah, it's good. I really enjoy it so far. I've put about 7 hours into the demo. So I don't know. For my experience, I can definitely say with full confidence that I can definitely see myself sinking time into this on stream and off stream. That's how much I want to know more in detail about the game.
It does look interesting with I have no idea what the story is, but the certain cutscenes I saw, they looked really fucking engaging. I was watching one where a guy was like, "Oh, we just got this artifact," and he slams this shit down, and it separates the dude into 3 different like it's him, but it's 3 different like entities. So one dude was rage, one dude was like emotion, one dude was like intelligence, and he was like, "Oh, we have to fucking figure this shit out." And that part alone was like, "Well, this game actually looks like it has some potential as far as like a campaign goes."
Yeah,
it definitely
does.
Red vs. Blue, if any of you guys watched that back in the day.
Oh yeah,
dude, I watched a shit ton of that.
You remember when they split all the AI? Did you ever get to that point?
No, I watched like the first like 150 episodes.
Oh, you missed the best part, dude.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, watch it.
I need to. It's like each fucking season's an hour and a half long.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! You watch an hour and a half of like
dude,
anything. Probably
I watch it at night, and then I fall asleep. I'm like,
you're right.
I'm like, oh shit, where did I leave off?
Dude, I watched all 13 seasons in 2 days on Netflix. Granted, I was in college and had literally nothing better to do with my life, but I did it. I literally started from episode 1. It was great.
Dude, yeah. They've come a long way.
In Red vs. Blue, they like end up like having this one AI called the Alpha, and then they split it, and it has like all these different like traits and characteristics based off of how they were split. So like some of them are rage, some of them are like kindness, and like one of them's like a little kid. Like, that's how the AI.
That's not the point I'm at. What point of that? How far along were they in like the Halo game? Like as far as the game. Okay, I'm there. Never mind. I'm totally there.
Yeah,
so I didn't know. I didn't know it was
split off from and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, once you meet them, like they start delving into that, all that.
Okay. I'm at the point where Omega, like right before okay, spoiler alert. Right before Omega dies, I'm there.
Bible thump.
Is it Omega, or is that who's the green guy who appears as a hologram? Like he's a Halo 1 character. Delta, right before Delta dies. See, it's been a while. I need to get back to it.
Going back to that Anthem thing real quick.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Conjecture.
I would suggest to anybody who played Destiny 1, 2, or The Division and felt like they didn't get their money's worth right away to wait about 3 weeks, because that's what.
Yeah,
I think that was the consensus we had on the other podcast as well.
No, because I know exactly what Ryan's saying, because Anthem had a very, very, very rough start right away. Not as rough on PC from what I heard. I have some friends that were trying it out on console as well, and supposedly there was some really, really tough performance issues on console. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, obviously we've been down the console train however many times, but it's just not up to par, spec wise for some of these games coming out, especially, what's classified as, open world for this game. It's not the biggest open world game, but it's open world to say the least. And, some of these games just can't support these bigger open world type of titles, man. And I don't know. I will say Anthem had a really rough first day. They had a lot of server things. There's like an infinite loading screen issue. They had
Dave combating that for a while.
Yeah, I was combating it too the second day, even though they said they fixed it.
Didn't you say there was a lot of performance issues though, like on PC, like not?
I heard that there was. I personally didn't have very much, unless it was a very cluttered area with giant, explosions and stuff happening, which is obviously normal for any game.
Monster PC.
But exactly, I mean, I have two $2,000 plus PCs, so it's like, I can't really speak for myself, but from a general consensus, I heard that there were some performance issues to a certainty, which obviously needs to be a little bit more addressed. It seemed pretty optimized in like the smoothness of the game. It didn't seem like you can tell when a game's optimized and when a game's not optimized in the slightest. You know what I mean? Where like I like to compare Overwatch. I think Overwatch is the most optimized game I've ever played in my entire life, hands down. There's the smoothness and fluidity of the aiming and the movement. It's really nice. And in certain points of Anthem, for me, like shooting wise, and I'd say just like 1v1 battles versus enemies, it felt good, which is nice. The screen shake's a little bit overwhelming from what I've played and from what other people have said, watching streams and playing as well, that the screen shake, they need to have an option to turn it down a little bit, which I can agree, have an option for everything. What was like another gripe? Some people were crashing in the game, which I mean is normal. I believe that we were playing on a 6-week-old build, so this isn't the build that they're currently working on, obviously, because they want to get older stuff tested out, see if the the newer build will do well. But yeah, 6 weeks, man. They don't have much time to let's just say keep it as optimized as they can and fix some of the glitches. So let's hope that they can learn a thing or two from this closed beta in going into the open beta, going into launch. So we'll see.
If they're going to use a newer beta version or like a newer version of the game.
I'm sure it'll be way newer than a 6 week version. I would hope so, at least to test out certain things. But yeah, I mean,
well, basically what I was saying with why people should wait is because of content, not necessarily not being able to start up the game. I'm talking like we've all learned some lessons from Destiny 1, 2, and the Division release. The $60 you paid was definitely not worth the content that you get.
Not in the first month, I agree.
I would suggest people wait.
I will say though, Ryan, this game's got a lot more depth. I will say that just the way how you can build your different classes, it's like you're literally creating your own way to play for each individual class, which is really cool. Like you can't really do that in Destiny. It's more RNG type of drops.
My only question with that is, it gives you that like ability to like really expand like on everything, but are you playing missions over and over and over in order to?
That's why some people. Gear? Yeah, I mean that's why some people would wait. But I mean, in a looter shooter or MMO looter shooter, you're gonna be running missions over and over and over again. Like,
I mean, I'm sure.
And again, that's fine. That's just how the games go. And if that's something you're not necessarily interested in, that's fine too. Not everyone wants to play the same Fortitude dungeon or Fortress dungeon over and over again, or min-max their character on this one mission, or do this and that. It's not for everyone. That's why Ryan's point obviously is great for a lot of people that don't want to spend $60 for a game that they're not necessarily going to enjoy, which is perfectly acceptable in my book, obviously. But I mean, just wait. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Don't fall into the overhype if you're on the fence of possibly wanting to get the game. That's kind of my bit on it, but I don't know. From my experience, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I had a lot of fun with the game. I want to try out more classes. I want to see what sold it for me was the dungeon. I think they're called are they called fortitudes or fortresses? Something along the lines. There was a big dungeon, and it took us about 35 minutes to beat, and it was awesome. I will say this, I don't know if this is a turnoff for some people, it may or may not be. The bosses were very, very bullet spongy, but I kind of like that though. It makes me work for the boss fight a little bit. I was a little under-geared for it. We had 2 tanks and 2 damage dealers in this dungeon against this giant spider thing, and it had different phases and stuff. It was really cool. I really, really liked it. And it was, like I said, it was a little tough, but we had to work together and pull each other's weight and do our thing. And it was, it was an enjoyable experience. Pretty fun.
I didn't see the fight you're talking about in particular, but it feels like it was being kind of like in that MMO genre where like the bosses were that kind of like bullet spongy. Is that big of a problem, you think, in that?
I personally like I don't know. I like just pumping lead into bosses personally, but for some people they don't necessarily want to sit in a dungeon, depending on how hard the dungeon is or how many whatever, like if there's different types of tiers for that dungeon, because we were only playing at the hard difficulty. That's the highest one they allowed us in the demo. There's 3 difficulties higher than hard, so I don't know necessarily if someone that's on the fence of this particular title or this particular genre is willing to put an hour into a dungeon on a boss where you're fighting. I mean, where you could be fighting a boss for 15 or 20 of those minutes, So I don't know. It all comes down to personal preference, obviously. Again, if you're on the fence, wait it out. Watch some streams, watch some YouTube videos, try out the demo or the open beta next weekend. Give it a shot. Put more than 1 hour in. These games take a little bit more than just 1 hour of trying it to kind of get a feel, level up your class, look around. I don't know. Try some stuff out. I wouldn't judge a book by its cover quite yet. And a lot of people.
I'll wait.
That's fine.
Especially with like the Division and everything coming out.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games coming out. No, I agree.
Because of the fact that, like, obviously, like, I'm gonna want a group of people to play this with. So it's like, where is that group gonna spend their time? You know what I mean? And so,
no, I get it, 100%.
If after 3 weeks, like, there's not a whole ton of like end game content for you to play, like, it's like, okay, well,
yep, that's the one thing.
Comes out in 2 more weeks after that, so
right.
Might as well just wait and kind of wait it out, play the Division, because I don't know, like, I think I have a little bit more faith in the Division as of this second.
Yeah, which is completely fine. I mean, I was going to bring up the whole EA thing. Everyone's like, oh, it's EA. I don't trust EA, which you have the full right to not to trust EA. But yeah, I don't know. From my personal experience, I think I could put a good opinion on it since, I did play about 7 to 8 hours of it. Tried out multiple classes, played the dungeon multiple times, kind of got a feel. I do want to say one thing. I don't know whose design this was, but when you beat a fortress or like a dungeon, whatever, like a big boy dungeon, the boss there was no visual for like the boss loots. It just showed up in your inventory. So I hope they can fix that. Just like a sudden visual, like, oh, you got a rare item, just showing that you got something. It was kind of weird.
The best part of killing the boss.
That's what I'm saying.
I also heard that they didn't let you interact with that loot until like after you were done.
Yep, so it went straight to your inventory. There was nothing that dropped on the boss, but you still got loot, and it just was kind of lackluster, I guess. It wasn't blowing me out of the water like a wow factor. Like, and when you get an exotic engram, you're like, oh, an exotic engram. There wasn't even like any type of visual appearance for any loot. It just went straight to the inventory, so you didn't know what you got until the end of the mission. Which I hope that's not the final build. I hope that you get some sort of drop, because there was 2 or 3 chests in hard mode that you could loot, and I was like, oh sweet, I see items on the ground. Snag those items, we go on. I was like waiting, killed the boss finally, took forever. And there's no loot, and I was like, okay. And it just kind of appears at the end, just like, oh, you got a rare item. I don't know. Something that I personally would like to have in the game is, just a little bit of wow factor, that you did something. You spent an hour doing this. I don't know. I know very few things that I disliked about the beta. I think they'll be able to fix and tone out some of the optimization stuff and add some settings and whatnot to make it more customizable for players maybe even by the time the open beta drops this weekend. But I don't know, I'm just giving my full opinions on it, trying to since you guys haven't played it very much, trying to explain it in as much detail as I can on, I don't know, how it worked, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, stuff like that. Yeah. Would it be something you guys ever would be interested in, or would it be a title you guys would? I don't know. Casey said what he was, probably planning on doing would be waiting. But, from you guys, since you guys haven't played it fully, would you guys wait or try it out on the beta or?
No, I'll try out the open beta, but as of right now, I'm gonna wait about 3 weeks after release and then determine if endgame is there. I don't care about the leveling process very much. It's kind of like whatever to me.
Yeah, leveling's fun, but
usually the same thing where you just go through the dungeon missions and all that, and then endgame is generally what I care about.
I really think you're gonna like these dungeons, Ryan, when you play it. It actually blew it out of the water. They did a great job on it, and you and me both love our dungeons, so yeah, it was good, dude. And I hope they let us use some more classes too. So I'm excited, man.
I want it to be good.
I really do.
Good,
yeah.
I'm I'm kind of on the fence about it just because of past games that have said they have something phenomenal. When it's usually lackluster towards endgame, which where most of your time is going to be spent.
Which is fair enough, man. Yep. Well said. Anything else we need to touch on here? I tried to explain as much as I could in as little time as possible.
No, I mean, it feels like a. I mean, for me personally, you know me, I'm a stubborn asshole when it comes to like adding new games to my repertoire of games I play.
And this game's PvE only, by the way. Just thought I'd let you know.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be rough. I mean, it's just not my style of game. I feel, but I mean, just not because of that. I feel like I have just with the current like track record of the games coming out, like for example, Fallout 76. I have to give it like 30 days before I do the buy. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to buy into the hype of Fallout 76, but then I was, that game is such a letdown even now. I know it's a lot better now from where we're talking right now versus when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I just to be safe, I gotta wait the 30 days. That's just me though.
I respect it.
Yep.
Cool. Any other gaming things before we move on to some Twitch stuff? Anything? I mean, Resident Evil 2 dropped. Have you guys been watching any of that?
I want to play it so bad. I really do.
Looks like the best $60 you can drop on a game.
There right is now that I've seen three endings or 4 endings, Ryan?
There's 4 different actual campaigns, technically, I believe.
Okay.
There's one right for now. Leon. There's A and B for Leon, and then there's A and B for Claire, which are the 2 characters. I'm not sure if there's more than that.
Yeah.
From what I heard, there's only A and B though. So.
That's your $60 worth though. That's 4 different types of stories too.
Yeah,
it's like
a lot of. They always have good replay value in Resident Evil games. So
well, they had that speedrunner thing too added into the game, right? There's like a little section for like timers. Or something cool. like that. So yeah, for that's people that speed run, there's an option to like, or like some mode where you can try and just fly through it, I guess, which is really cool.
I saw a tweet because like one of the guys from Rooster Teeth has always been a big Resident Evil guy, and so he got an achievement for beating the game, but it was beating the game with invisible enemies.
Oh, I heard about that.
What?
Cool. Like every enemy is invisible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I heard that's only like doable in the old Resident Evil if you're like playing as Claire with a rocket launcher or something like that.
I don't know. He unlocked it.
That's nuts.
At the time, 0.64% of the people who have played the game had unlocked it.
I would pay Jager to stream that achievement.
Not going, dude.
I saw you play hardcore $50. Mode on. Yeah. Oh, that's a days of work.
Wait, what'd you say?
I'll give you $50 to play that.
That's paying off the game right there.
Yeah, I'm down on the game right now. I'm not even joking.
I know you aren't. Because if you can get through some of, what was it, Resident Evil 7 you were playing on hardcore?
Well, some of those games, like, I feel like that game's, like the hardcore version, it's like Dark Souls. Like, you're going to die a lot.
Yeah.
You just need to, like, get, not lucky, but lucky.
No, I mean that's about as I feel like as true of a statement as possible.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm downloading it right now.
You don't need to base your game off of RNG, but RNG really needs to be on your side in order for you to actually beat this part.
I've never played Resident Evil 2, but I'm so down to give it a go.
I
remember watching my brother play it because he rented it from Blockbuster. If anyone knows what that is a thing nowadays, but
what's Blockbuster, Jager?
Blockbuster all the time.
I used to rent games.
I'm talking about for the people watching. Like some people may not know, it was a big thing. But I remember watching him.
Dude, $10 a month and you could rent any game at any time.
Dude,
you're legit.
Like GameFly before GameFly.
GameFly, wow.
I had GameFly. GameFly was legit too.
Yeah, dude.
I
had the OG GameFly.
Ow.
I had the 2 or 3 games, and like 3 games for achievement hunting was like too much, so I went back down to 2. But yeah, no. I remember watching my brother play Resident Evil 2, and I remember him playing against. He was just walking in this random hallway, and I saw this like creature crawl on the ceiling, and then look at him, and that creature was called like the Licker. And that guy scared the fucking shit out of me as a kid. I never forgot about that. because I was like one of the. It was hard, but like you watch a speedrunner play, he goes, "Oh, hey, all you have to do is do do." He's dead. But my brother was like, "Oh God!" He like had to run and like do. But like it scared the shit out of me just because that fucking character was so scary.
What gun makes that noise?
Do.
Every fucking gun ever. Hello. Come on, dude.
So you're gonna be streaming it sometime though, Jagger.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll stream.
So I have a feeling my $50 is safe for a while.
Listen, I made it halfway through Resident Evil 7 on easy mode. You're in bad shape right now.
You're gonna have to beat the game first and understand what the hell's going on before you play it against invisible enemies.
Listen, I don't need to do any of that.
All right. I'll give you. How about we make a deal? When you beat it, I will give you the $50. I'm a man of my word. If you beat that on invisible mode, I will give you the $50.
Okay.
Dang.
I can do it.
All right.
One day.
One day.
One day.
It's over one day. Do I not have to pay?
Can we get we get a virtual handshake to?
I need to have this all hashed out. I need to know what's going on here.
I'll beat it one day.
Oh, it one day?
Yeah, I'll beat it
in one day.
No, I won't beat it in one day. I'll beat it one day. I won't beat it in one day, but I will beat it one day. I'm talking about the game.
Is that a virtual handshake right there?
I'll virtual handshake you.
Not reaching that far.
I was gonna say his camera is way out there.
So I'm the guy that goes web to web. Stroxy is the type of person that goes like this.
Oh fuck off!
Oh
no, dude.
Oh,
I fucked up
I'm sure I do declare.
I fucked up.
You're gonna kiss his wrist?
No, what that makes me think about is I put my hand like a month and a half ago, and so now anytime it made me realize how much people only shake with their right hand, because now if I get if someone shakes my hand, it hurts. I think I fractured my hand in all honesty. And so whenever someone goes to
with their left hand,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think anyone
goes.
No,
that's weird. That's awkward, dude.
Well, okay, it's funny because a week after I I screwed up my hand, I went to go I was saying goodbye to everyone for the Christmas party, my family, and I went to go shake hands with my uncle, and I offered out my left hand. He's like, "What's this left hand bullshit?" I was just messed up my right hand, and so it hurts to shake hands. But yeah, dude, I've never I actually do shaking hands with a firm grip, but I can't now because of my hand, because when they grip it just hurts.
Free fracture. Jeez.
When I shake with my left hand, I tried to shake their hand. I'm like, hey, take it easy, dude. This fucking hand's fragile. I'm so much of a righty that it's I can give a nice firm handshake with the right hand.
Did you
left
never
hand,
have an off day and just
go on?
Switch hit?
What do you mean off day? Like batting or golfing or what are we talking about here?
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Batting.
You're just trying to dodge the question.
Listen, I'm gonna teach you guys about the stranger. So you sit on your hand for a little bit, and it goes to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've never done that. Left-handed, I can't say that I've done that. That sounds,
really?
That's a talent.
No.
It's a talent not everyone has. Shit, lads.
That sounds terrible.
What?
That's like I can't throw with my left hand. That sounds like the exact same way. If I were to throw a ball with my left hand. I imagine that's how that's gonna go. You remember that episode of SpongeBob SpongeBob where he's a lifeguard and he throws the what's the circle? He's
life when he throws it, he goes 2 inches.
Yeah, he's like he throws it and he goes. That's exactly how I imagine.
Classic, dude. Classic.
Do we want to talk about
Ryan wants to get as far away from this topic as possible.
Twitch drama?
I have a girlfriend. I don't need any of this right now.
No, I just figured before I forget, because I was making sure I don't forget about it. But I don't know if you guys heard about the drama that happened with advertisements again.
Oh yeah.
Pokemon.
Yep. More ads being shown on other people's streams for another streamer. And looks like Twitch isn't listening at all, so that's
yeah.
They're with the money right now, man. They're not gonna care, man.
Yeah, so Just interesting shit.
So what was the Pokemon ad? I never saw it, so can you?
Yeah,
it was again about the
NFL, right?
An event coming up. Come see.
Yeah, isn't she like at the Pro Bowl or something?
I believe it's something like that. I didn't really watch the full ad, but yeah, I don't know. What do you really say? I mean, business is business at the end of the day. Twitch doesn't really care about what we do, or Twitch doesn't really care about what we think. And I mean, we can try and care about whatever Twitch thinks, but they're gonna do whatever's best for business. You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Until they start losing like their big streamers to like other platforms because of this stuff, they're gonna continue to do it.
But let's just put it into this perspective. What would it take for, let's just say, Summit's the most popular streamer right now on Twitch. What would it take for another platform to get Summit to stream on their platform? Because Summit got offers from Facebook Live, and obviously they didn't have enough money to buy him out. What kind of chunk change do you think we're talking about here to get Summit to stream on another platform? Because that's what it would take, honestly. Once one big broadcaster is bought out and is streaming on another website, and hundreds, tens of thousands of fans just go over to that website alone from that one person's community, you know, that's what it would take, I think. But I mean we're talking
it's gonna be more than money.
We're talking contracts, millions of dollars here, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsorships.
$5 million.
Yeah. Oh, easily. But yeah, I mean, even if that happened, do you think that would really cause that much of an uproar for other content creators to leave the platform?
Oh, I mean, I think it's kind of like a catalyst, like where once it happens for one guy, like let's say Summit he gets like 5-10 million, and then he gets like all this ad revenue, you know, like they sign a contract where he gets like these certain promotions and certain ads like that get ran for him, and he finds success over there too, like the similar to successes where he is now, if not better. Then it's like, well, if he's doing it, then maybe I should get in talks with whoever it was too, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
he's not gonna switch, man. There's no way.
I mean, I don't think he is.
No,
but I'm just saying,
none of the
like,
top tier guys will.
If it ever did, that's when it would like.
I think it just sucks so badly for the medium tier guys who get like 1 to 2K viewers.
Oh, 100%, dude.
They basically have no voice in it, and it's happening to them right now.
It's happening to all of them right now. Every single one of them.
And you see him say it on Twitter, and there's one streamer, I don't know if I should say his name, honestly, because...
Do it. Say names. We don't say names enough on this podcast.
Jericho tweeted saying how if you're worried about someone leaving your channel to go watch someone else, then it's your own.
Can I interrupt you, Ryan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Easy for him to say, because he's been established for 10 years, probably. Yeah. Not all of these mid-tier to high-tier casters. Exactly. He can do YouTube. He can go to another thing. Not all of these mid-tier to high-tier broadcasters are able to, you know, capitalize off of 3,000 viewers or whatever he's got. I don't know. But, you know, another 1K viewers seeing a certain amount of ads, maybe not clicking that stream or whatever, it can make a difference. It could make a heck of a lot of a difference, you know?
Right.
That's just my opinion, but go on.
Yeah, so he tweeted out saying that, and he was getting positive reinforcement from his close streaming buddies, who I'm sure you guys know who they are. But yeah, it's as long as that's happening on top of it, it's just never gonna change, and those people should really
reevaluate.
You can tell who the shills are for the big companies. I'll just put it that way.
Oh, 100%, dude. You can tell who's been in cahoots, you know? I don't know.
It's funny, you have people like that, like...
But then you have people like Summit.
But then you have people
Summit
like
just tweeted out literally like an hour or two ago. Hey, at Twitch, could I run just my ads on only Dr. Disrespect's channel? That's literally quote for quote what he said. How much would that run me? So let's just put it like this. If your biggest broadcaster right now, I think Summit's probably the most poppin' streamer as of right now in his time category, is saying that, there's a problem, man. there's a problem. And you know, again, at the end of the day, like I said before we went into this, business is business. Twitch doesn't care what we have to say. And, you know, as much as we want to have a say and stuff, they're going to do what's best for business at the end of the day. Whatever is going to please advertisers, you know, companies that are going to go out of their way to support, sponsor, and, you know, invest into Twitch as a whole. And it's not necessarily a bad thing for Twitch to invest in this kind of money, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's realistically only making, you know, streaming and content creation and online entertainment more prevalent in the, you know, the normal world of entertainment, I'd say. But, you know, for the people that have been around for as long as some of us have been around, it's, you know, it's just, it doesn't feel the same, obviously. But that's just kind of how I'm trying to see things from both sides, because I don't want to fully count out Twitch, because I'm not in the higher ups of Twitch. I don't see what they're seeing. I don't see the kind of zeros at the end of the check that they're seeing and what their plan is with a lot of this stuff, which, you know, it's kind of funny too. I don't know how many OGs are left from Justin TV that turned this into Twitch and that are still, you know, with the company. I mean, there's maybe a few OGs that are left that are helping run the entire company. I don't know how much say they actually have, you know. We don't know the kind of business deals that are going down behind the scenes, essentially.
Yep.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to stop, because
it won't. I don't think it will.
Mindset's so annoying to deal with, and so stubborn that I don't think.
Money talks, man. As sad as I don't want to admit it, money talks. Sponsorships talk. Investors talk.
I mean, 20 people can get a tweet going viral on Twitter, but it's like money speaks a little bit louder than that. So I think
100%. That's a big bold move from Summit and Dr. Disrespect. I know he wasn't happy as well. Those are some big guys that make Twitch a lot of money, bring in a lot of viewers. That's very
bold. Think about the average affiliate, though. The average affiliate brings like
a ton.
I mean, when I say average affiliate, I mean like me, you, like all of us. We bring Twitch in a good sum of fucking money just on our own.
Dude, think about it. I mean, with us combined, we probably have over 100+ people that are checking out our stream every week. You know, that's a lot of money if you think about it. You know, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of other people talking to other people. You know, it's a lot of word of mouth too. Just from affiliates, man.
Well, not just that, dude. Subscribers that Twitch is getting from me, you,
from all affiliates, dude. All affiliates.
They get half of that shit, man.
I know.
They're getting so much money that they don't. They're getting so much money they don't really give a shit about it. I don't.
Right.
No, they're always looking for a little bit more, and the advertisements are just going to get more annoying. I don't think we're going to get on YouTube level as far as like demonetization shit goes, but I mean, knock on wood, it might get worse than that. It might get as bad as YouTube, but I don't think it's going to be as bad. But it's getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Twitch knows how much power they have, at least revenue-wise, for a lot of these content creators, and they know that, you know, YouTube's kind of down the pooper right now. So I don't know. We'll see. They have a lot of say in a lot of this stuff right now, because YouTube is kind of turned to crap lately, and I don't know. It's hard to say because I haven't been in the YouTube game in a while. I have just such an old person mindset when it comes to content on YouTube now. I'm like so used to the montage days, the commentary days, you know, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So it's like you see all these, I don't know, other videos, and I just don't even care to click on them, you know. So
well, it's all clickbait nowadays. So
true.
How would you?
If you guys have Amazon Prime, are you guys excited to get ads next month?
Oh baby.
Oh, is that next month? It doesn't matter.
I've thought about getting. Well, I still get ads. Like I'll be watching Summit sometimes, or like listening to Gathalion at work or whatever. I'll still get Twitch ads now, even if I'm sub to a channel, which doesn't make sense. But
doesn't matter to me. I run fucking all the ad blocks. So.
See, I thought
I'm a piece of shit. I'm a gigantic piece of shit.
Well, now I am.
See, but I thought they said that Adblock doesn't work anymore.
Adblock doesn't work, but Origin is Origin U.
Need to download that.
I have it. It's called Origin, like Adblock Origin or some shit like that. That blocks literally everything. So Yeah, do it.
All right, great. Origin add-in extensions. No, seriously though, I pay $60 a month for subs, and I can't get a break with ads or shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like, good lord.
I don't even know if I want to go into how much.
It was uBlock Origin. Sorry, that's what's
$60 a month's a lot in subs though. And then I have to pay an extra what? How much is Twitch Turbo nowadays? Is it still $10 or is it more than that?
Something like that.
Because I had it back. I had it back in the day when all I would do is watch Twitch. I would just watch Tim stream all day, and I was like, yeah, Twitch Turbo.
Yeah, I'm at 60 as well. I used to be higher, but I unsubbed to people because I wasn't watching them nearly as much.
Yeah, it's hard for me to let go of sub streaks, man. I can't do it for the life of me. Like I've been subbed to Ryan and Jagger for like 20 months almost, probably. Yeah, I can't let those go. I've been subbed to Tim for over 4 years, dude. I've been subbed to Duck Sauce for almost 3 years, even though Duck Sauce doesn't stream anymore. But that dude literally is one of the reasons one of the big influencers that got me into broadcasting and stuff. So
Andy was a WoW streamer. Would you look at that?
I didn't even play WoW. Didn't even know how to play WoW, and he was that entertaining and just that funny.
Yep.
That dude got me through some tough times, man. And he was an OG. I miss that dude. He's living a good life now, though. I'm happy for that guy. Married now. Married that America's Next Top Model, the chick who won the first season. He married that chick.
Oh my god, really?
Yep, look it up. He does voice acting for movie trailers and stuff too. He's a big boy. Mm-hmm. And he lives in the sticks of Montana now.
Pirates of the Caribbean, I think.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He's good.
Oh, I've seen this girl.
He just did those voices on Twitch too for fun. Always did the Morgan Freeman. He would just like do the Morgan Freeman stuff in whatever games and just like say the most toxic and raunchy stuff, like sounding exactly like Morgan Freeman. Oh my god. I got a question for you guys. Who was the biggest influencer for you to start getting into Twitch? I'm genuinely curious. Who'd you guys start watching at an early Twitch age or Justin TV age to get you into content creation?
Lyric.
Yeah. DayZ Lyric?
Arma 3.
Arma 3.
Well, I saw him play DayZ too, but when he played Arma 3, RL and stuff.
Oh, dude.
That was funny and too like interesting to me that I just wanted to do it myself.
Can you believe that was over 4 years ago, Ryan?
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I don't know, like when it like really clicked in my head, but probably one of the like main guys that really made me feel like I wanted to made me actually like start to do it. Was probably, I don't think any of you guys know him, but his name is Easy TV. He's a New Zealand streamer that doesn't really stream anymore. But he was just like this guy that it was all of his streams were just super like casual and just like so community based that it was just like, damn dude, I could have like a community like this and have fun playing games with other people.
Man, that's what it was all about back in the day. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. It never was about money too.
And then I started hanging out with you, and then when it really like was like, okay, I can't actually do this because I actually like have someone that's like gonna be able to sit down and talk to me about it. But
right,
I think he was the real like guy who made me like be like, okay, yeah, no, I could actually like get behind this and start doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine was like a mesh for me. Like I watched competitive Halo 2 growing up, which was like first it was on USA, then it wasn't, and then it was like just a thing like lands, and then like and I was watching StarCraft, and my brother introduced me to like Justin TV at the time, and
baby,
everything was StarCraft, and I was watching, I was like, man, this is fucking awesome. And I went from watching people cast the game to people playing the game, and these people were like Destiny and HD and Husky and all these other people. And I was like, man, I think I could do this. Like, Destiny is where I get a lot of the edginess from. That's why I like break TOS even like right now.
He was streaming on JTV too. Wow.
Oh, dude, this guy was in the game for a long time.
From the start for sure.
Yeah. He's now big on like live stream fails because he gets into politics, and that dude is just like probably one of the best debaters I've ever seen.
I was gonna say he's good at debating.
He can debate anything. Like he'll debate like the most absent points of view, but he'll bring like he does logic more than emotion. So he'll debate things that like you will obviously go against, but he'll compare it to things that you like, that he knows you'll like, and that's what most people like. And then he'll make you think about it. And he's like, well, if you don't like this, then why do you like this? And you start like thinking about it. You're like, oh shit, I don't really know the answer to that. And he just completely shuts his opponent down. I mean,
so
it doesn't
like the what that guy sitting at the like park with a table and a sign that says "Change my mind."
No. Dustin, I know you're talking about Dustin Crowder. That guy's a gigantic. Let me talk about that guy for a second. That guy's.
I just know the meme. I don't know the guy.
Oh, okay. What the dude does is very simple. He will bring. He's a very right leaning person, which doesn't matter to the story, but I figured you guys should know this because it's part of the story. But he's very right leaning, and so he brings his own thing to like a college campus. He'll say, "Hey, I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in this. Change my mind." And it seems good because it invites just random people to come up and argue his fact. But it's kind of like preloaded because he does so much extensive research when it comes to like just arguing with nobody that he knows he looks like the smartest guy every single time because he's done research and he's inviting people like, hey, this guy has a stand. Let me go talk to him, see if I can change his mind. It sometimes it's about changing his mind, but most of the time it's just about him being that guy to where like he has to prove a point.
In the spotlight type of thing.
And the spotlight. It's like he does it all unedited, but it's like if I were to have a stand-up, I'm like, hey, Overwatch is not a shitty game. Change my mind. I invite random people from the street going, oh, my son played Overwatch for 2 hours and he really likes Mercy. It's like then I just delve in the facts of why Overwatch is a bad game. It's like it's so preloaded that I get the format. It's great, but the people that come onto his like show and like shut him down are like, oh my god, like they know exactly what to do. And that's what Destiny is. That's why I like him because he does things more logically than emotionally. So I don't know. Dustin Crowder, he's a good guy. Like I respect him for the longest time till I saw him lose an argument to where he turns into a complete total baby, and then I was like, maybe this guy's kind of.
So you could compare Destiny kind of like how Ben Shapiro does his debates. That's the word. There it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Destiny
like the logic type of thing.
Destiny and Ben Shapiro are very similar in regards. I mean, one's very left leaning, one's very right leaning. Right. I mean, but they both have similar debate techniques.
Yeah, the style that they bring out.
Like Destiny talks really fast, and he doesn't gish gallop by any means, but he can get his point across super fast. And then like Ben Shapiro has the same thing, where he's like, I mean, I'm not going to get the specifics, but they have the same like kind of like mannerisms and formula.
Right.
I think like watching them go like debate versus
would be a debate.
That would be great. Oh, dude, it'd be like
because they're both polar opposites. But they have a similar style and a very similar delivery. That would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be like I think it would delve into like a yelling match by the first 30 minutes. But it's like they're both so very passionate that like I said, I don't like Ben Shapiro, but he has good talking point as far as debating goes, and
he's willing to listen to people too. You know, he's a very smart guy as well. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy watching that stuff. I like to hear both sides a lot. See what both people have to say.
Yeah. I also think like with that, I don't remember the guy's name. I already forgot. I think like the basis of what he's doing, it might be the right thing. Like, you know, like trying to get like talk to people about it and like actually like, you know, have them debate about it. But I feel like I'm not saying like he's right in the way that he does it or if he gets like emotional about it. But I think that like doing that sometimes is good just due to the fact that people like think that they know all this stuff and they go into an argument like with someone, yeah, he does know more about it, but it's like they think they know all this stuff and then they get asked like just simple questions about it and then they realize, oh, maybe I don't know anything about it. But because a lot of the times the people that will go up and talk to these people like that and like will be on social media talking about how all this stuff needs to change, but it's like, okay, well then like let's actually talk about this, and then they just they play off their emotions all the time. I don't know. I feel like that happens a lot.
I can agree.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I've been having it's going on Twitter nowadays is really annoying because half my feed now is just all just political stuff, and it's like, I mean, I don't mind like knowing some stuff, but it's like, how many of these people have actually spent like
exactly
time to research all these things and actually know what they're talking
if you
about, like,
are going
to a full degree that they could go talk to someone for 15 minutes and have a proper discussion / debate about it.
If you are only getting your factual information off of Twitter and a lot of social media sites alone, you shouldn't be debating very much or trying to delve into a deep conversation, because one site's gonna lean this way, one site's gonna lean that way. You got to do, if you're gonna go into some sort of like an argument, I feel like, especially media. I mean, we all know how media kind of likes to do their own display of what they want people to see and stuff. You gotta be a little careful with that. I try to stay as much as I, away from politics on social media, because that's just not what I do social media for. It's to interact with, my community and my friends, my broadcaster buddies and all that stuff. So I try to just keep it as far away as possible from me. That way I don't have to see it, and then I can do my own type of, research and, my own opinions on the topic, instead of just looking on, oh, what's hashtagging today? Oh my God, did you see this? Stuff like that.
It's just kind of a waste of time unless you're trying to, one, convince someone of changing their ethical beliefs or their belief system in general, or two, having an active play in changing a law or something like that. Like there's no point in saying your opinion on something unless you're going to actually do something with it, right? It's like,
no, I agree.
If you're not convincing someone of something or actively pushing for what's the word I'm looking for?
An agenda?
Like trying to actually make a difference out of the thing that you believe in, then there's kind of no point in talking.
No, I agree, man.
Well, it's either you're going to talk into an echo chamber, or you're going to be talking against a wall. There's like no in between nowadays, especially if you talk like anything politics on your personal Facebook. If you voice your opinion on my personal Facebook and it shows up on my wall, like, it's either I'm going to like just see it and move on, or I'm going to fucking like hide you because you're being really obnoxious right now. You have to be careful with the platform you do it on.
I also feel like people are way too emotional about it.
Not just that, but people just like to be, and this goes for both sides. I'm not taking any side on this. This goes for both sides. People just like to be a part of something, man. I think that's a lot of it. People like to just be a part of a group, whether you're independent, left or right, doesn't matter. Just to say you're a part of that individual group, and no one else is right besides your group, and that group likes to voice their opinion. Where I may lean one side more than the other personally, but I'm one of those people that's willing to listen. If you're willing to have a good conversation, I'm willing to listen to what you have to say if you can lay out the points across to me, instead of just, like Jagger was saying, the echo chamber, just like talking to yourself and voicing the only the things that you want to hear. Let me pick your mind a little bit. Let's have a good conversation. I just think that people get so heated about seeing a certain thing on social media. Like, for instance, when someone, like, they show a one-sided clip of a cop pulling out a gun on someone, someone will just go crazy over that clip. It's like a 10-15 second clip or something where they haven't seen the full video, little things like that.
Yeah.
Or people just jump the gun,
I saw a video earlier today where it was like at one of the women's like protest marches recently, and this African American guy was wearing a "Make America Great" hat again. And he was wearing it, and like they were saying, like, this girl said that she was like scared of that hat because it like shows racism.
It's just an inanimate object, though.
It symbolizes racism, which, I mean, like, I understand, and like, I mean, I know in some like regards it does, and I'm not like, and I don't know the whole story behind everything, so like, I mean, this is just like the minute-long video that I watched, but he, like, this guy is African American wearing this hat, and he was trying to like have like talk to her about it, and then she goes like, oh, it just like it makes me scared, and then he goes, why does it make you scared? And it's like, oh, because it like symbolizes racism. And then like I'm sitting there thinking, well, one, this guy is African American wearing this hat, so like I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, obviously he does not think that. And then he goes, well, why don't you look at the facts? And she goes, I don't need to look at the facts. I it promotes
too emotional.
fear. Yep. And then she goes, you shouldn't listen to the facts. You should listen to my fear. It's fear, not facts. And it's like,
again with the emotion though. People bringing the emotion in too much.
And he's like, so you're going to completely disregard facts. Like, just facts aren't true. And she goes, no, my fear is true. Facts aren't true. And it's like,
see, those are the people that I try to remove myself from. If you're not willing to give me a second of your time and actually contend something that I may disagree on and you may disagree on as well, then your time, I'm not worth your time, or you're not worth my time, you know? It's just, people just like to jump the gun a lot, you know? And I'm not picking any sides. I mean, it goes for both sides. I mean, there's extreme people here, extreme people there. And then just, you know, a lot of people, again, with the whole group thing, just like to band together. And a lot of the times it ends up, you know, involving emotion too much in it, instead of just sitting down and talking over a certain topic, you know, that's at hand. But, you know, is anyone are people like that gonna really change? I don't know. They could. But it's, you know, it's just, like I said, people are just bringing too much passion, or I wouldn't say passion, too much emotion in what they're passionate for, or what they're trying to change, like Ryan was kind of saying. All right, if you're gonna, you know, put this much emotion on the line for something, are you just there to argue, or are you actually trying to do something, you know, that's for the better good of good, or for the better of your community, or better for this and that, you know?
No, I totally agree. It's just the way it is, because we're talking about just U.S. politics in general. I know we're kind of generalizing. The left and the right have never been more separated
than now.
Ever. This is crazy. They've never been so polar opposites to each other. So when it comes to them trying to talk things out, I mean, just look at it's
a war zone, dude.
Yeah, just look at the recent government shutdown with Pelosi versus Trump. It's like a yelling match, basically.
It is.
It's like no one can come to agreement with anything. And we have, like, I know the government shutdown just barely ended for 3 weeks or whatever. But that doesn't mean, I mean, we're going to go back into that just because things are so opposite. We have Donald Trump, who's very right. He's not that right, but I mean, he's pretty in the middle as far as conservative goes. Then we have the left, which you have the left, and you have the very hardcore left nowadays, which the hardcore left is like, I'm not sure what side what gender my kid wants to be, so we're going to give him puberty blockers until he's 21. Like, you have both crazy sides. Like, everyone can be fucking nuts in their own regard. But as far as as negotiating terms, like, it's very hard to come to a nice in between.
I agree.
Everything. So I don't know. I don't lean one way or the other. I mean, I lean more left than right, but it's like it's very it's so sporadic the way your opinion falls nowadays. Like, you have your best friend leans this way, your other friend leans this way, and there's everyone else in between. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why my friend told me about his dad told him when he was a kid, he was like, there's 3 things you don't talk about. You don't talk about money, politics, or religion with the people you care about.
That's true.
And I've lived by that for obviously you end up talking about that stuff a lot, but you don't get into heated debates about it, because it's just all it's going to do is
it'll
just cause
ruin relationships,
it'll
man.
Just cause more problems than it'll solve, because it's not like any of us can control all this.
Right.
It's like there's more information out there than there was 20 years ago.
So much more, dude.
But you can definitely do research on your own. Like, hey, I did research on Wikipedia. Let me give you my opinion on everything. And you have so many people like that coming at you. You're like, fuck, man. Like, can we just not talk about this?
Right. And then it becomes a a left and right fight, and then you disagree with your friend, and your friend disagrees with you, and then it's like, well, I don't like my friend as much anymore. I never wanted to turn into something like that, just because let's just say Jager's the hardest left ever. I don't want to look at him differently as a friend just because he has different opinions than me. That's what I never wanted to turn into. That's why I just try to like Casey was saying, sports, money, religion, politics, whatever. You don't talk about or argue with those ever, or try not to at least.
Yeah, that's good advice, because you don't want to ever argue that, but like if you argue with that at someone at Thanksgiving dinner, like it's gonna be like almost a borderline
couple
match.
brewskis in you, some turkey.
My sister and my grandpa haven't been talking for a bit because of it.
Just politically, or
that's when you really got to sit back and be like,
yep,
is this even worth it?
Is it worth it?
Am I really choosing a make-believe side that I'm not going to do anything with? Or, like,
that's seriously. Such a good point you bring up too, Ryan. Like, there's just so many people, and that's fine if you're passionate about something, and that's fine if you believe in a certain thing and want to change it. But there's a big difference between wanting to do something and actually going out of your way to do something. There's just a lot of people that just like to get into a boxing match just because they're passionate about something. Crazy. it realistically is just crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you've seen it.
I think if you're not bringing anything to the table that's gonna convince someone, or
at least bring a valid point, at least
not actively standing up for something that you truly believe in and want it to change, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's the point?
Exactly, dude. Just to be a part of a side is how I see it. To be a part of a group.
Is your identity that shallow that you have to be like, I'm part of this side and that side?
Honestly, yes. For a lot of people, it really just comes down to wanting to be a part of that group, because when you have a lot of people that are banding together, doesn't matter which side, goes for all sides.
That's why it's spread to social media so much, and
it's terrible. It's the worst place to be.
Yeah, and you see these videos, it's like people will literally just fish for anything. It's like
just because they want to.
I'm like, dude, you can see a video of a cop arresting like an African American male, and it's just like
and media portrays it so horribly, dude.
Yeah, it's like
they'll show the first 10 seconds of the clip on whatever. I'm just making shiz up right now.
This guy did nothing wrong, and it's like, well,
watch the whole clip.
If you waited 5 to 10 more minutes, you would have seen the article that went along with
exactly.
it that showed that he robbed that store, and that's why he was getting arrested.
Why is the man getting arrested? Regardless.
That's just, and like
that's just media, though.
It's not just obviously African American males that do that, but I was just saying, like, it's the outroar and how social media just fishes for it.
No, 100% agree. Perfect explanation.
I wanted to clarify that because obviously,
who's gonna go out of their way to do extensive research? Who's going to go out of their way to look at the full clip, the full video? Who's going to go out of their way to see who this guy's name was, why was he getting arrested, and did he go to jail, or did he do anything wrong, was he convicted, whatever, that type of stuff. No one's going to go to that extent and then do an argument. They're going to go off of a heated reaction. They find a 30-second clip on Twitter, and Jagger's going to disagree with me or whatever, and we're going to get into a heated argument. That's how it usually goes.
Well, that's why some things like the internet has a lot of facts and a lot of lies.
Mostly
obviously.
lies,
but it's like let's put something in perspective. It's like, let's take the shooting of Trayvon Martin. Okay, so that was something that the overall ruling of George Zimmerman being in the right, of him being innocent, that was something that angered a lot of people. But it's like, at the same time, you weren't part of the jury. You didn't hear a lot of the exclusive evidence that they got. You didn't hear both hearings, both sides from both parties, and that's why he got off early. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you just don't hear about, and people just get so emotional that they're like, "Oh, fuck it, this guy is a killer. I mean, he's a racist and stuff like that." It's like, man, you don't know. I mean, you don't know the exclusive details like that,
And my thing on that too is it seems like almost everything is about race nowadays. Wasn't George Zimmerman Hispanic?
He is, but it's saying he's racist against.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's but you get what I mean. They're saying that the only reason why he did this was because Trayvon Martin was of black descent. It's no, just because that. I don't know. It's hard to get into all this without going too far, but it's just, I don't know, dude.
I think you're doing fine.
It's just upsetting that everything is just about race nowadays. And I get it. Times are hard, and people are doing a lot of things that are very questionable when it comes to this sort of stuff. But it's I can't I can't even talk about this stuff without feeling like I need to clarify every single point that I've said to make it like known that I don't feel this way. That's just I'm stating facts, and this is how. And it like they could take one of those clips that like
right.
I was talking about the like if it was an African American male robbing a store like that, they could literally take me saying those words and make me out to be a racist just because of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, just because I chose to say that it was an African American male instead of saying it was a white man.
And I mean, it can go both ways too, you know. And I'm not, you know, bless all those cops out there and, you know, police officers. They're literally doing the Lord's work, and they have the hardest job in the freaking world. But you know, there are some, you know, not nice cops out there that kind of, you know, have some power issues. And I'm not saying that's that's probably a very, very low percentage of police officers. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and act like it doesn't happen, because I'm sure it does, you know, but you don't really hear about certain things like that as much as you would for, you know, an explosive reaction. You know what I mean? You don't hear about that stuff.
Yeah, you hear about the bad stuff, because there's going to definitely be like worse cops than others, right? Like,
and I mean, most
worst
okay. So, the first time that TV and news stations really started showing like high-speed police chases and started showing stuff about like, oh, there was a shooting here. How many more views do you think those news channels got right away? Like they shot up, like, just because of
media is not stupid. They're not
people
dumb.
People want to see crazy shit. People don't want to hear about oh, someone stole money from a bunch of teachers or something like that. It's just like,
right,
what's more entertaining to you? And it goes with everything going on today. People want to hear more about stuff between one side or another, or someone yelling at someone else.
And with all the information out there too, Ryan, you've never seen so much information about, you know, cops and different stories, robberies, murder, you know, the list goes on and on and on. It's an endless amount of information that everyone can access at any time in the palm of their hands and can have an opinion about. You know, that something like that wasn't here 10 years ago, you know, vaguely, but yeah, it's just crazy, man. You know, it's hard. It's hard to have a civilized conversation these days. It really is.
It is, but if you think about like the way America's pretty right. I mean, even the left, I'm talking about Democrats in general, they're pretty right leaning as far as like Democrats, like, I mean, with the same kind of point of view across the pond, and like France and Sweden and Denmark and all that, everyone, like all these like socialist countries and all these people that are not even socialist as part of the EU. America's pretty right leaning just in general. But still, like, we still have like so much what's the word I'm looking for? Disparity. Like we're even America's like very divided, like right and versus left leaning. It's crazy to me. Because America's not the Democrats in America are not the most left leaning people in the world.
No, I mean, going back to what Ryan said too, just what people want to see crazy stuff. You only see the far right. You only see the far left of just the extremists of both sides. You know, that's all you see on, you know, these media clips a lot of the time. It's just the extremists of both parties. You know,
that's why I'm in the middle. I don't know.
That's true. That's true for politics in general too. Because I mean, like, when's the last time you saw an independent or like, you know, a like middle of the road candidate in the like final race for the election? Never.
Well,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's always a Republican and it's always a Democrat. It's never those like it's never those people that are in the middle, like, you know, that are trying to find that road.
It's because the people that are like libertarian and everything, they're very like, they don't have enough lobbyists to help. Like, it's all about money. It's all a business.
Oh yeah,
they don't have enough lobbyists to like convey money towards their direction. That's why, I mean, I didn't like Gary Johnson or who's the other girl, short hair. I forget her name already because she didn't do very well.
Can't remember.
But I mean, that's why they didn't do very well, because one, I mean, they didn't have the most strongest platform because they didn't have a whole lot of money backing behind it. It's just, that's the way it goes, man. It's either you vote. I mean, and I hope this changes. I really do hope it changes. But it's either you vote right, you vote left, or you're basically throwing your vote down the drain, which is
that's
the
why
way
I don't
it
even.
goes.
Well, and I mean, for me, my like every time I say this, everyone's like, "Oh, your vote matters," but I live in a very left-heavy state. Like, if you go and look at Washington's like political voting, it is red all the way around, except for the like Olympia, Seattle area, like the metropolitan area. It is
That's
all
why Texas
blue.
is.
And it's so like because the population's so dense, even though it's such a small area compared to the rest of the state, we always vote Democrat. And so I mean, I lean generally more on the right side. I mean, I've kind of changed over time, and I'm a little bit more down the middle, but I don't vote anymore, or I never voted because it was like, well, what's the point? Like, I'm literally just gonna throw my vote away, like regardless of who I vote for, because in the end, it's like for the 2016 election, it was like, well, Hillary's gonna win this state. Like, I'm not a swing state, you know. See, also, I don't know, and I didn't know enough. I didn't follow politics
exactly
enough at that time. Like, I used to follow politics a lot back in high school, like with my dad.
If anybody ever asked me who I voted for during that time, I didn't want to talk to him, because if that's where your conversation started, I don't give a shit about
exactly, dude.
Like, is that really what you care about? Come on.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I like if I just was just like told people like my parents and stuff, like I'd just be like, no, I'm not gonna vote. They're like, why? And it's like, because in the end, like my vote, it's gonna lean towards Hillary, and so it's like even if I did vote for Trump or if I voted for an independent, like it's not gonna matter. But then they're like,
see,
well,
I think my state was a swing state too, but generally we were more left, if I do recall. Correct. So, I mean, you can say that, but you never know, you know.
And, I mean, and that's true. But
if you were saying though, you know, you couldn't if you're. Is values the right word? Or if your knowledge wasn't quite there on all topics, I can understand, you know, where it's like, why am I voting this or that, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then they were saying, well, I get that. Like, oh, well, it matters for like local government and everything like that. And it's like, well, I don't know nearly enough about my local government to even try vote for anyone. It's like, let alone like, I know more about like the nation's politics than I knew about my own local government.
Local government's just as important.
And it is, and I'm not trying to say that it's not. It's just the fact that like I don't go on to I don't spend 4 hours a day or 4 hours a week trying to read up on what's going on and why this is happening or why this is getting voted on in my state, because it's just like
I think as you get older, I think as you get older too, more stuff matters for you, and then it affects you more long term, and then you get more involved, and then you know you kind of learn, you know, what's gonna be better for me or whatever situation you're in at the time and what you believe in. And I think it changes over time for a lot of people, for sure. But I mean, being knowledgeable, not just voting because you are pressured to vote because you believe in said person or said locals, whatever, you know?
Yep.
No, I agree 100%.
I never try to bring politics up when I'm streaming either.
Nope, it is a rule in my broadcast. But I like having conversations like this because we're nitpicking each other and, you know, kind of getting down to the nitty gritty and stuff.
We're not talking about specific.
Right. And I want to keep it as much as I can like that, just so we don't, you know.
You know what fucking like people can't have a good conversation like that? It's like whenever that happened to Izzy, that dude was being a fucking piece of shit in his chat. He was saying, oh, Izzy's a libtard, or, you know, it's being a libtard, or you're a racist because you vote for this guy, or you're a bigot.
Which I'm the complete opposite, but you know.
Yes. No, I agree.
Which was funny.
It's a name calling. Once you start name calling people,
right?
Like they don't want to listen to your side of the story. It's like once you start name calling, they're gonna start automatically being defensive, as they should. And then it's like, why are you trying to have a conversation at that point?
A lot of it's just a reaction, man. I don't know. People are really weird. It's
like going back to the emotional thing. You have to think more logically than you do emotionally about things. It's
exactly.
But people can't do that nowadays. It's like, that's why this is such, like, what we're doing right now is a very refreshing take on everything. We're
not
like
a lot of
yelling at
people
each
get to
other.
do this, though. Granted, we're not going into details, which, you know, helps a little bit, but not that I'm afraid of not going into details, but just for podcast sake.
Sure.
You know, it's good to have conversations like this. This is why I like to, I know I don't get into it too much with my IRL buddies, but we have before. We've discussed stuff. We've actually sat down and kind of, you know, discussed things here and there and had our opinions, had our takes on this, had our takes on that. And I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think a lot of people get to do that. You know, a lot of it's just, you know, heated emotional conversations that end up leading to you hating one another because you believe in something that that person doesn't necessarily agree with you on at the end of the day, which sucks. But like you said, it is refreshing to kind of, you know, sit down and do stuff similar to this.
My take on that, though, is that if your friendship is that fragile that if I disagree with you on something as small as like whether or not like Trump is doing a good job, like in like certain, not even as a whole, but just in certain aspects, that we can't be friends over that, or you look at me in a different light, like just based off of like me thinking that, like, and I'm not saying this is how I think, because honestly, like I said, I haven't followed enough to really even have a solid judgment on it, but it's like if you and I cannot have this conversation where that if I say Trump is doing well, like economically, and you don't agree, and our friendship falls off because of that, then I don't think the friendship was meant to last.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have every right to like not agree, but I mean, if you can't like be civilized and just like,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's agree to disagree. Okay,
yeah,
that's it.
That's what I'm saying.
All
like
right,
if my friendship with you falls off because of something as small as that, then we weren't really friends in the first place. Like,
dude.
It was superficial because the fact that I think this way should not affect.
That's so wild that it actually happens, and it's such a common. It's more than common. It's very regular, very very regular. I don't know. I just don't think that. I don't think I could ever do that. Like with someone I've been friends with for a while. Like I would obviously think opinions differently when I'm around them, obviously, but I don't think I would just completely ignore that person for the rest of my life because I disagree with certain sides and certain, you know, topics and things brought up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you came into the conversation with me and said that Trump's a great president because he's trying to keep Hispanics out of the country, like, then we're gonna have a different discussion that things gonna end differently. But if you're just saying like, oh yeah, Trump's doing well, like economically, and like maybe I don't feel the same way, and we fall off because of that, then that's what I'm trying to say. But like, if you actually like are just being like a fucking bigot.
It's like if you're preloading your position on everything. It's like I think Trump's great because he's getting all the Mexicans out. Like that's a very loaded thing.
And that's what I'm saying. And if that's the conversation we end up having, then I'll have a different it'll be a different ending.
That's a very arrogant way of, you know, bringing up a topic too, which a lot of people do, man.
It's like good job, Trump. You exploited my best friend's racism, and yeah.
And so, like, then that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's the conversation we end up having, it'll be a lot different outcome than if we just like it was like, oh yeah, Trump's a decent president, and then we talked about it, and maybe I disagreed, or maybe they disagreed, and it's like, oh okay, well, but at the end of the day, I should be fine, unless it was something like that. Then I have a problem.
You know what's weird? Kind of bringing it all together with video games. I mean, it's not. No, I love this conversation, but it's weird because I heard, I don't know where I saw this at, but it was a discussion about video games. I think Nova was talking about it on Twitter. He was like,
what was he saying?
No one is ever happy with Call of Duty, for example. Call of Duty was more unbalanced in MW2 than it was now, which I don't know if I agree with that or not, but it's like there's so many avenues for people to talk about their opinions on social media. You're not going to have like when George Washington ran for president and it was unanimous. You're never going to have an opinion like that where it's all one side. You're going to have all sorts of people just going to be, and again with video games, very unhappy with the state of balance of the game. Is there a game right now that, and I'm not trying to change the topic at all, is there a game right now like multiplayer wise, like CSGO, Overwatch, Call of Duty? Is there any game at all that you feel like you're happy with balance wise, or as far as like the president goes, like as far as every decision he's made? You're not, right? Like there's just too many people like coming at you with opinions, and you're like, I'm not happy.
There's only games that like I am content with, like like it's good how it is, but obviously other things like CS:GO, like it could be better in a lot of ways, or it, like little things could be changed, but no, it's not perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
like I deal with it.
There's a lot of similarities. Like there's never going to be a uniform like opinion nowadays. Everyone's going to be mad no matter who is president, no matter what game you're playing. As far as balance goes, I feel like from here on out, it's going to be just the way people can just communicate on social media. It's going to be very stressful dealing with everything. I don't know.
That's why I don't talk about anything controversial on social media. Like regardless of whatever it is, video games, politics, anything. Like I just avoid the topic because all it does is it turn into a shouting match.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to find the tweet. The reason Nova tweeted that out, I think, too, is because I tweeted something very similar. Essentially, I said, it's, to summarize it up, is people... It seems these days people can't just sit down and enjoy a game. People always have to find some avenue or some reason to complain about that particular game instead of just, playing a game. When I was a kid and I had my PlayStation 1 and I booted up Spyro, I didn't complain about the game. I sat down and I just played the game. I feel like there's obviously the voice of opinion on social media is huge in this. But
dude, that's like how people said Crash Bandicoot's too hard now.
Yeah, I know, but like just people complaining. I mean, you see it in every game, and I mean, I'm guilty as anyone else could be about voicing my opinion on a game. But I'm still willing to play a game and give it a chance, and then possibly critique it a little bit. I just find it very interesting that people they find, I mean, in Call of Duty especially, I think that's why Nova was kind of talking about it, but, in COD especially, people will just hop on the COD hate bandwagon every single year before the game even comes out. Everyone does the whole COD meme. It's like, oh, COD lasts a year, and then everyone jumps to the previous game, blah, 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 whatever, and then the whole cycle continues. But it's the community that causes stuff like that. It really is. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like people just kind of get on a bandwagon of hate before a game even comes out a lot of the time, and it's just taking sides on stuff. It's a lot of what the community has to say in that specific line. It's just really, I don't know. It's really sad to see, because a lot of the time all I see on games is people just whining and complaining and not even playing the game.
I think I like watching people who have like the critique and then they have solutions to a lot of problems that are realistic. I think that's the best.
Gathalion's the best streamer for that. Holy.
I feel like that's how you are too, Brennan.
No, I do. Well, I've changed my mind on things, because here's how I saw it, and the reason why I love doing variety too, because I haven't had a chance to play some of these games because I never gave them a chance. I grew up playing shooters pretty much my entire life. Only a Call of Duty guy for the most part. Competing in COD was my life. That's all I wanted to do. But I never got to experience games. So like, for instance, I could go back to I played through Devil May Cry 1 and 2. Those are very old games. And they're, not the best games that people enjoy. They're very old. The camera angles are super clunky. But I sat down, I gave it a full chance. I played those games for 14 hours, 15 hours, and then I'm like, wow, if I didn't give this game a 14, 15-hour chance, I probably would have had a really different opinion on it. But I do, at the end of the day, once I finish the game, I like to critique it and say, this was cool. The story was a little dull here, but maybe, in the next game they could sharpen it up, that type of stuff. So I think it's really good to, before you jump on something and hate something, experience it. I mean, Anthem's a perfect example for that. There was a lot of, speculation going around where Anthem delayed their game by a year, to fix it up or do whatever they had to do. And it's like, man, they're delaying it by a year. This game is going to be the biggest letdown of all time, But, in the demo, I put in like 7 or 8 hours. And yes, there were flaws, which I addressed, plenty of them, and things that they need to fix before launch. But I think they're, general critiques that people agree with, and I'm sure, some of the developers agree with. So I just, before jumping on I don't know, a hate game bandwagon like a lot of these people are complaining about on the game or any game in general that's going to be coming out. Experience it a little bit before you fully dive into a full hate train of stuff. I don't know. That's just my take on it. That's why I love, trying out different games on stream and trying to get a different look at it before I completely judge it, especially games like that have series, like BioShock, for instance. People always said, I was like, BioShock 2 was an awful game. I heard that from a lot of people. Awful game.
It wasn't like, it didn't seem very canon.
But I did play it, and it wasn't great, but it wasn't a bad game, by any means.
No, and that's the thing is, like, if it was a standalone, I'm sure it would have been a great game. But
exactly.
When you play BioShock 1, and then you have this, what a lot of people consider a masterpiece of a game. It was like one of the first 10 games to be rated 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Like when it came out. And then you have the BioShock 2 follow it up. It is a good game, but when you have it to follow that in a series,
right,
and you're expecting this out, that sort of game out of it, it's hard to, and that's why people it's over an exaggeration. That's awful.
No, but that's why I still gave it a chance too, and that's the beauty of it. So it's like I can respect your opinion. Or no, people exaggerate. It was awful compared to the other ones. In some cases, yes. I don't think any other game can compare to BioShock Infinite besides itself. It's its own type of game, obviously. All the stories are different, kind of. Some are leading into different types of lore into the series, but that's if you've played all the games and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I was still willing to give it a chance, even if it wasn't the best game or people's favorite game of the franchise. I still enjoyed my experience with it. Would I go and play that game again? Probably not, but at the end of the day, it's
hold on. Real quick.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Casey, about you said something about critiquing something that I do or something like that along those lines?
Oh, I think that was saying between you and Bren, you two both do that really well. You play the game and then critique it, but you don't critique it in a way that it's when Destiny has its issues, it has its issues, but instead of just being oh, this game fucking sucks, you guys actually are oh, well, maybe this could be changed, just this these two things or these couple things into a little bit differently, not completely reworking it, but you guys actually your critiques aren't just bashing, it's more constructive criticism that makes
I think we all know
people
some
understand
streamers,
when they go to play it what to expect.
Yep, definitely. I think there's a lot of streamers out there right now and a lot of game reviewers. I think it's kind of sad that they instead of giving reinforcement of change these few things and I think it'd be a solid game, it's more all these things suck and they need to do something about it. It's okay, what
do they need? Break it down. I think that's why Casey noticed that about it, because me and Ryan, I think we break down stuff very well and just kind of it's more or less about just yes, obviously when you play a game and something's off, you're going to notice that, you're going to voice something about that. Yes, this is off, this needs to be fixed, but let's break it down. What could we do to fix this issue? What's causing this issue, and just kind of dissect it, instead of kind of Ryan was saying, oh, this sucks, they need to fix it. Dissect it a little bit, get in the nitty gritty of the problem. I think that's more interesting and it solves more issues, to be honest.
And I have a feeling that as a whole, gaming community, or a majority of the gaming community falls into that category where they just see these let's say there's 10 points to a game, just 10 things that happen in a game. They see 2 to 3 that aren't great or they have an issue with, and then they lump that as just a bad game in general. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's because with the new Destiny expansion, they released that puzzle thing, that no one could fix or no one could beat, and everyone was well, what the hell? Why is this why did they release it and make it so hard? But then there was such an outrage about it that people were literally just Bungie just went, all right, yeah, we'll just unlock it instead of doing hints and stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's they see these like they want a game where it's grindy, but then as soon as it's a little bit too hard, they're just like, nah, I don't want any part of it. And so it's you gotta like find that like where you people have a hard time just accepting the game for what it is and just lumping it up as like, oh, this thing's just a little bit too hard. And they cause it as a like they make it so it's a bad game. Like, you know what I mean? I'm having a really hard time explaining exactly
no,
what I mean.
I know what you're saying, but
it's just like one thing makes everything bad rather than just it being an okay game and having a couple issues, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it's good. It's good to have conversations like this. I mean, it just shows, one, how passionate a lot of people are about their games and how one really good patch could make the next great game or the next really enjoyable game to play with your friends or just to play. And I don't know. I get it. You know, games can be expensive and a lot of people just, you know, put their opinion out there on a game just by trying it for 30 minutes, which... You know, by all means, that's up to you. But I don't know. I like to give stuff a chance. I really do. I think that's the best way to kind of go about it. And, you know, like I said, dissect the problem a little bit instead of, you know, just jumping on the hate. And you got to look at it from a developer standpoint too, like what kind of updates have been coming out, et cetera, what they're doing to change it. You know, I should say this year in the end part of 2018 for me, I've never read so many patch notes and different little details on certain games that I'm really passionate about and really play, and I just want to see succeed more than ever in my life. Just because, you know, I want the game to be better. I want it to be good. I want it to be fun and enjoyable, you know?
Well, let's talk about Anthem real quick before we move off of this.
Yeah.
Look at any YouTuber who's doing reviews right now or a Twitch streamer who's shitting on the game because they couldn't connect.
That's the go on. Sorry.
My first things here. If you think that was difficult, try any expansion launch for WoW before like
Atlas
expansions. Let's talk about any of that. That is, you're judging a game on connection when the game's not even out yet. Let's talk about the content itself. Let's not
exactly
worry about some connection bullshit. Like if there's consistent connection issues on the game launch, yeah, that's a huge issue we got to talk about. But not about
if that's gonna sell a game for you on a demo's launch when they're stressing the servers to the max when the game's not even out yet. That's the most ridiculous excuse ever. If you even call yourself a reviewer or a critiquer, you're in the wrong field, dude. I'm sorry. That is not the right way to go about it.
And I think that's a perfect like way to describe what I was talking about, like with the whole like people, one thing changes their whole entire view on the whole game, rather than, you know, it actually being a bad game. Like let's say Anthem was actually a bad game, you know, which obviously we don't know yet, but like letting that just a couple connection issues with all the other things that go along with it change their like how they view that game. I think that's perfect for what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Because that's ridiculous. Like, and it just that annoys the crap out of me that's how people look at the game. Are looking at games now.
I don't think people realize how lucky like they are, or if they're getting that upset over a AAA developer, which they did fix the server issues fairly quick within you know. Within the evening, they fixed it really quick. Imagine waiting for early access games, open world survival games that we couldn't even get on servers for literally 14 hours. I sat in the Atlas loading screen for
playing Hearthstone
with Nova. I sat there for like 12 hours straight, and I still believed in it.
Power than I did. Holy hell!
That's how bad I wanted to play that game, though. But I mean, you get people complaining about an hour or 2 hours delay.
People are also spoiled nowadays, man.
100%, dude.
Imagine if Anthem was released 6 years ago, and with the internet and everything that we had back then, like
dial up,
dude. But the thing is that no one would have been complaining.
It's just how it works.
Issues.
Dude, speak about spoiled. Me and Jagger were talking about this earlier. The freaking demos. The betas, the early access. I remember when games gave you a 15-minute trial demo, and that's all you got. That was literally all you got, and that was being generous. What happened to the days where you would, I mean, this is going back to like GameStop days where you would pre-order a game, and some people would freaking camp out and do all that stuff for a game. Now, people are like,
and all they gave you was a demo.
Exactly.
If you pre-ordered it, but now you get all this extra shit.
I know, it's crazy, dude. And like, people have the audacity to complain, where's the beta, man? Those didn't exist, bro. Those didn't exist. I'm not gonna play the game until I get to play the beta, I
think the first beta I ever played in was Halo 3. And then for them to offer, like, oh, we're gonna offer a beta. This isn't a demo. This is not Dead Rising. This isn't any other game you can download a demo from. It's exclusive. You have to pre-order the game. You get exclusive access to the multiplayer. And dude, that beta was fucking insane. Like, I put so many hours on Snowbound. I can't even tell you.
That's
trying
awesome.
to learn the maps and study it and everything. And then
Snowbound. Holy shit, that's nostalgia.
And then everything from that beta or everything else was like, everyone's like, dude, what are we doing? We should do betas too. Why are we not doing betas, guys? What the fuck? So everyone else started doing betas, and everyone else started doing these long ass demos. And now it's to where we're at now, where everyone is doing
it's expected.
Anthem. It's like a 5-hour demo. It's like, what the fuck? That's a lot of content.
That's an insane amount of content.
Like, if a demo is 5 hours, this is like an epic. This is like fucking Homer wrote this fucking story for this video game.
Listen, you spoiled brats, all right? You get what you get and you don't have a fit. I'm sick of hearing it. Everyone gets so...
you say that saying?
Yeah. You get what you get and you don't have a fit. Really?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
That's how I always heard it, was you don't throw a fit.
Have I been saying it around my whole life?
I don't know. That might just be a Minnesota, Washington thing.
Maybe.
Well, like a difference in...
I've never heard that. I thought you guys were speaking Spanish right now. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, here's the thing that I've heard that a lot of people from Washington do. Is so when, like, I'm answering a question, I'll say yeah, no. Like, I'm going to say no to the question. Like, I'm acknowledging the fact that I heard it, and I'll say yeah, no. You'll start to hear me say it, and I've been hearing myself say it more.
Do I say anything out of the ordinary? Because I'm sure I do.
I don't know.
I say a lot, if that counts for anything.
You know what okay. Let me run this test against y'all. All right. Shroxy, you're the guinea pig. If I say if you're doing something like a task, and I say, how much do you lack on that? Do you know what I'm asking you?
How much do I lack on that?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've never heard it phrased like that, but I can assume that what you're trying to say is that, like, how much, like, do I have left?
Yes. So it's like a very like Southern thing. It's like,
what the heck are you speaking?
Exactly. It's like, how much do you like on that? It's
I'm
like,
trying to
how much progress do you have left?
And that's yeah. I mean, like, if you had said it like right off, like, and just like no context, like, oh, I'm gonna ask you this and see what you think. Like, if you just like walked up to me while I was doing something, like, let's say I was playing a game right now, like playing Dead Space, and like I was
how much do you like on the
and you went, how much do you lack on that? I would have been like,
I got one. Okay. Well,
the fact that I had the time, I was able to distinguish what that meant.
Yeah.
Dude, I looked up Minnesota slang, dude. These are hilarious. You have to. Okay.
I'll follow.
All right. We say oofta all the time. All the time. Like, it's you. I don't know. You express your emotions, kind of.
Minnesota make Roblox or something.
Dude, like oof. Oh, oof. Yeah, we say oofta all the time. Or
I
oof.
thought that was like a like internet slang. When
no,
we've
been saying.
I thought that was.
We've been saying that shiz for days, dude. For days.
I always thought oofta was an internet thing. Okay, this website is just rough. Holy.
You got.
I'm not looking up Texas shit. That's gonna be 10 times rough.
Oh, you're. I'm trying to see like something you guys. Oh, for that's a bad one. Oh, for sure. Yep, I say that all the time, dude.
What? Oh.
No, oh for sure, or oh yeah.
For sure.
Yep, we do that. We just like stretch our words out. I don't know.
So I can like find this. Like,
I don't know. I just clicked a random thing, but I don't know.
I think this one is just true for everyone. We should hang out sometime. Translation. Bye.
Bye. See ya. What? Pinch this tail and suck the head?
Yeah, all the seasoning is in the head for fucking crawfish, dude.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, crawfish are called mud bugs.
I knew that one.
This one's true, but I never thought about it. In Seattle, a lot of people will say, like, oh, the mountains are out. And, like, they're referring to the weather.
Oh, that was prom. Never mind.
Oh. No, they're referring to the weather because they're so fucking cloudy all the time that you say the mountains are sunny for once and you can actually see the damn mountains.
Okay. Have you guys used the term kitty corner at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that one was just us. So, like, I've heard of that one before, but
hey, so when you get like a 24 pack of beer, do you use the word like when you say, "Oh, I'm going to go buy a 24 rack"? Do you say 24 rack or do you go like, "Oh, I'm going to go buy a pack of beer"?
No, I'm a fucking alcoholic. I need 24 beers right now.
Well, like, but do you like? Have you guys ever used the term like rack? Like,
yeah, I say rack all the time.
Okay.
Get a 30 rack. We just say 30 rack. Yeah, I use rack. Yeah. See, here's the one that everyone hates. You guys.
Rack always means boobs to me.
Well, that too, but rack is.
No, see, it doesn't mean. See, that for me, it means like. Well, I mean, like if you're talking about a girl, obviously, but no one ever just goes, "Oh, she got a nice rack over there." No one's that open about it around me.
Really?
No.
I grew up different.
But see, the thing is that also like I went to a high school where it was 7th through 12th graders and there was 1,000 people in it, and I mean like I knew 7th graders. Like that's how like everyone knew each other.
That's a lot of people.
I know, but it was like if you said something to one other person, like whatever you were talking about got to that other person, one way or another.
Weird.
I think my big thing was like when I moved up north in Pennsylvania, everyone was pretty normal, but like they would ask you to do something. Like if they asked you to do something, like when you're at your job, they would ask it very aggressively. Versus like, okay, so if I ask Izzy to do something, like, hey Izzy, can you pick up this rampart? Versus in Pennsylvania, it's like, Izzy, can you pick up this rampart? It's like it's very like
tones
aggressive. It's like it's very like, Izzy, you better pick up this fucking rampart, or you know, it's like that, and it just throws me off every single time.
That's like a East and West Coast thing too, though. Like East Coast is very aggressive and upfront. Where like if you California, I mean, everyone's chilled back and like they talk slower and they pronounce their stuff slower. You know, it's funny, the pronunciation and just like the tone is completely different.
Jagger, can you hand me that spatula over there? It's like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, I will. Fuck, fucking 7 a.m.
It's funny because like whenever we get Joe and Dave and Ryan all in a call, you'll sense their East Coastness coming out of them sometimes. It is the most hilarious thing because that's just how they talk out there. They're all aggressive with each other. And like,
it's like when I play with Biggie, it's like, yeah, dude, I'll do it. Fuck, what do you want from me?
Is he even East Coast though? Technically, is he an hour?
He's like, well, I don't know. What is Cincinnati? Is that like, I don't
Ohio?
know if it's north, but yeah. I think
I guess that is east enough. Yeah. It's just like, a more like, man, it's just how they talk, dude. It's crazy. You're like, oh geez, like they're all cussing each other out. And she's like, all right, guys, let's relax. But it's just how everyone talks. It's so funny. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh shit. Okay, so did you guys have like multiple dances in high school?
Yeah, I never went to them.
So you had like prom and homecoming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we never
have a third dance.
Third dance.
Like it's called a third dance. Or?
No, like so, like you had like a spring dance, like because homecoming.
Oh
was
yeah.
Like the fall.
Yeah.
What was that called?
Prom.
Snowball.
I don't even remember.
We had one that was like.
I just looked it up. Apparently, Tolo is like a Washington thing because that was what our dances were called. Like, so we had homecoming and we had prom, and then that like spring dance was called Tolo.
I don't even know. Yeah, I never went. I don't even know.
No, the only thing we had was like a military ball, which is like exclusive to people who are in the ROTC program. But other than that, prom was where I tried to get it in. Other than that, though. That's all the dance I had.
It was funny we're talking about critiques. I'm just like reading the TL. It's fun. I love Gothalion because he's like, he really dives in and he's not afraid to just like quote random people on the TL. Like just a second ago, he just did it, but it's just so funny. Like he's like, I can't critique a game and still enjoy it. I don't know where people get off. Like, what's wrong with critiquing a game? I think that's the best thing you could possibly do for developers, man. That's just crazy.
Well,
how people think, right? What's a beta for? You know, what's a demo for, man?
Do you think it's like as far as like when it comes to like, I know this is the extreme I'm comparing it to, but you know how speedrunners can't enjoy the game that they speedrun anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's like that? And like, just because you become so used to playing all these different games, you can't like enjoy it on a casual level because naturally it just becomes your job and you're like, fuck, I gotta.
I think just for normal consumers too. I really do. Because everyone gets so spoiled with all these betas. It's like, oh, well, I get to experience this game right now instead of experiencing it when it launches. Like, I remember LANing at my buddy's house when COD 4 were just released. Like, and, you know, people went to the midnight thing and were playing it the next morning, skipping school and stuff like that. That doesn't exist anymore, man. There's no such thing as playing a game on release unless you really force yourself to not do it, you know?
I saw this
crazy.
I saw this video where it was like making fun of like game stores. It was like by Smosh, and they were like doing a midnight release in like 2018, and they had like 4 people camping out, and the guy like gets all excited, like the worker, and then 12 o'clock comes around, he opens the doors, he's like, all right, the game's ready to release. And then the 4 people that were camping out just get up and walk away, and they're like, wait, don't you want to buy the game? It's like, no, we already downloaded it like 6 hours ago. We're just here for the community. And
last midnight release I went to was Destiny 1.
Fuck. What was that,
wow, 5 years?
I got the Ghost Edition, one of 3 of them that were selling there.
Nice.
Dude, that's... I've told this story a million times on podcasts.
Do it again.
It's like when I went to the midnight release of Division 1, and I was like the only person in line. I was like, "What's the deal, dude?" And they're like, "Oh, this game came out 2 hours ago. We're just releasing it till midnight."
Oh no, the midnight release for Destiny 1, there was like 50 people there. I was one of 3 people who got the Ghost Edition because there's only like 3 of them there that you could pre.
Oh my god!
So I can sell the ghost that's inside of it right now for like $350 if I wanted to.
Jesus.
But that's cool though. I wouldn't want to sell that shit, dude.
It has Peter Dinklage's voice.
Oh really?
Yep, because he was the original voice for the ghost.
That's cool.
But then after the Taken King, it was someone else, some other weird ass.
Dude, you know what bothers me about like it's a little bit different, but like with midnight releases, movies. Have you noticed that movies? It's like, oh, they come out on Friday, but it's like, okay, well, I mean, in all reality, like ever since midnight releases became a thing, they released like Thursday night at 12 o'clock. Now they release Thursday night at like 8 o'clock.
Oh, do they do that now? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't get it. It's like, what's the point of having a release date? Say it's Friday the 18th, and it's like, well, really, you can go see it on Thursday the 17th at 8 o'clock. It's like that was always super cool, like to finally convince your parents to let you go to the midnight release of something, like a movie, and go watch it at midnight and get home at like 3. You know,
good times.
But now that's not even a thing anymore.
Right.
Like I went with my dad and we went the Dark Knight trilogy when Dark Knight Rises came out. They had like a movie marathon where they showed all 3. They showed Batman Begins, and then the Dark Knight, and then they showed the Dark Knight Rises.
That's like 5 hours.
It's more like 8 hours.
Yeah. Dark Knight alone is like 2.5 hours, 3 hours maybe.
Batman Begins is 2 hours and 22 minutes. Dark Knight was 2 hours and 33 minutes, and then the Dark Knight Rises was 2 hours and 44 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take it from me.
I'm going to see that movie Glass on Tuesday.
I heard it was good.
I want to see that, but I want to see. I didn't know that they were connected before, so I haven't seen Unbreakable yet. So
I haven't either.
Before I go see Glass, I'm gonna watch Unbreakable.
I would say to at least see Split if you're gonna see any of them. Unbreakable is just kind of like introducing him.
Well, I've already seen Split.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was saying. I didn't know that they were connected until afterwards, and so that's why I want to see Unbreakable. So like I kind of have the backstory to Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis.
Yeah. So it was a cool story from like the outside. I watched Unbreakable after watching Split, and it was pretty cool to see like how it connects in some sort of way. Makes more sense now. But yeah, my brother saw it, and he's not the greatest at critiquing movies, so I'm not gonna really rely on his opinion. But
I wish I watched more movies, Ryan. I'd love to talk about it with you. I just am not a movie guy now. I don't know.
It's hard, dude.
Like I would go to not just that, but just I would be going to movies by myself, realistically, on my own time. So it's just like
why? Bad? That's not a bad thing to do.
It's not. It's not a bad thing.
It's really enjoyable. In all honesty, the only problem is like when you get out of the movie, it's like afterwards you have no one to talk to about it.
True.
That's the only problem I have with seeing movies by myself.
I think if I don't know, took me and my dad out to go to see some movies, he'd be down for that. But I don't know. Again, just the time thing, But I don't know. I haven't even seen like the newest Avengers movies and some of the new superhero movies. That's how far behind. Yeah, dude.
I feel so bad for you, dude.
That's how far behind I am on
Netflix,
movies.
Like Infinity War's on Netflix now.
They're playing
Doctor Strange is
right before I came up. They were playing Doctor Strange and Captain America: Civil War on TV.
I think that might be the last superhero movie I've seen. Civil War.
Doctor Strange is a good one.
I saw Doctor Strange. That was the last one I saw. I'm pretty sure. Whenever that came out.
I haven't even seen Aquaman. I don't think I've heard.
I haven't even seen Venom, dude.
I haven't seen Batman versus Superman.
That was awful.
Those were really good, actually, in my opinion. I thought Aquaman was the best DC movie they've had since Dark Knight Rises. Honestly, I thought it was one of the best, and like CGI wise, it was alright. I mean, it's not like the best, but I mean, it definitely was better than Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman was just so stupid, dude.
Justice League was trash compared to Aquaman too, so it was really good in my opinion for like comparing it to DC.
You know why I never saw Aquaman? Is because he looks like he's the fucking stripper at a bachelorette party. Like he looks like he's about to like he's wearing this like weird garb, and it's like he's like he's about to take off his shirt, and it's like, dude.
I'm pretty sure he's shirtless for like most of that movie.
Well, I mean, like just his costume, it's like he has the gloves that are like really like flailed out here. Like it's like I don't know. It just throws me off. It's hard to get. I can't get into like superheroes that are like super like costumey, if that makes sense. Like
so
Doctor Strange,
they followed the comic books.
No, not necessarily. Like I don't know. I think Marvel does a better job because I can see past their stupid costumes, such as like Doctor Strange's like stupid ass cape, which is not stupid. It makes a lot of sense why it's there, but it just like from an aesthetic point of view, it seems so silly. Versus like Aquaman, who has these like very flailed gloves, like where if he's like swimming in the water, it's like wouldn't water get in those gloves and be annoying, like that type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I just
realism
see
and superheroes.
I just see it from like a cosmetic point of view.
Omega lol.
It just fucking bothers me. Like it's honestly just a DC thing versus like a Marvel thing. But Marvel's like Black Panther has like stuff that can absorb damage and then give it back.
Haven't seen that
when
either.
He punches. Spoiler alert, Izzy. He has a suit that if he gets punched, he can deal that damage back. To the enemy. It's very cool.
It takes like the kinetic damage from like the kinetic force of whatever hits him, and then can like basically propel it out of his suit.
That's pretty neat.
But I mean, it's just like that seems simple and like very like it seems like his suit is very sleek. Versus Aquaman, it's like a big fucking stupid doofus swimming through the water. But I don't know. I've never swam through the water.
Watch it. I think it's definitely one of the better superhero
Jagger, I'm gonna fly down to Texas. We'll go on a big movie date. I'll buy the popcorn. All right, we'll get a nice, easy night. It'll be fun. All right.
A nice, easy night. That's $200 right there.
Did you guys see
just
the
for the popcorn?
Just for the flight.
No, just for the popcorn, dude.
Oh, gee.
The new trailer for the new Spider-Man.
Yes.
What? Oh, is that the
Far From Home?
Far From Home. There you go.
Yeah, it looks
with Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
Yep.
Mysterio, huh?
Who that is.
Yep. I might have to go see that.
Why didn't they get just the real Rey Mysterio to play him?
I don't know.
That's a wrestler.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. So obviously you know about it. Does it bother you that they've already released the trailer for it and Far From Home is supposed to take place after Infinity War in the timeline?
Actually, it's supposed to take before.
Yeah, I thought it was before.
I've heard both ways though. I've heard
that the bus ride that he was in Infinity War was on their way back from wherever they went.
Okay, because I'd heard it that way, but then I'd also heard that people had said that it was after.
I'm assuming they'll probably make it more clear once it comes out. They'll make like the ending it leading into.
Well, Infinity War comes out before.
Yeah. I'm
War
just saying, like in the Spider-Man movie.
I need to
because the Spider-Man movie is introducing a bunch of new villains. So it's gonna be,
like the Elementals and Mysterio, obviously. But yeah, Infinity War is supposed to come out in May, and then Spider-Man doesn't come out until like July.
Yep.
Sheesh. That's so many movies. I can barely keep up with games.
That's 2 movies in 2 months.
No, let alone all the movies I haven't seen.
We have Captain Marvel coming out a month before Endgame, Avengers Endgame. So
yeah, it's supposed to lead into it, I think.
Yeah, that was like my friend hasn't seen a whole ton of movies, and I was like explaining like some. I was like, we're never gonna watch these together because you have 10 years of movies to catch up on in order to get to this point. So we're just gonna. I'm sorry, but you're kind of stuck. You're not watching these.
Yeah.
She was okay with that because I was like, "There's 18 movies."
Oh my god.
This is also the person who has somehow managed to go 21 years without seeing Harry Potter.
Oh, please tell me she's seen Lord of the Rings. Right. Don't crush my heart.
I don't know.
Don't crush my heart into a million pieces.
I've only seen Chamber.
We watched the first Harry Potter last weekend.
Swoon her.
It's hard to look at the quality though, and
compared to now.
CGI.
Oh, it's tough.
Rough to watch.
Do you guys know I watched all of the Harry Potter?
Is she hasn't seen the other ones, so she doesn't know what to expect.
Oh,
she doesn't know how good the CGI gets.
It's hard to watch.
She doesn't watch a whole ton of movies in general, so she doesn't really watch TV.
I watched all the Harry Potter movies in one sitting, and then went to go see the latest one in the same day.
So you spent 19 hours?
It was not 19.
We've done the math. Like my family and I have done the math.
I will do it right now.
It is 19 hours. It's either 17 or 19 hours, and that's without any break.
I don't know if that's accurate, because I watched.
There's 8 movies.
Yeah, I watched all.
First one is 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
Maybe I did sit down that long. I literally watched 1 through. Yeah.
8. Because let's just say they're all at least 2 hours long. That would mean that they're literally at least. No,
I definitely sat down for at least 12 or 13 hours for sure. I probably sat down. No, I watched them all for sure in a day.
Good Lord, Izzy.
I did.
A lot of math.
I'm sorry.
I'm on the 4th fucking movie. It's a lot of math.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. It's not you.
Nope. And then I went to go see the movie at midnight. All I remember was I'm never doing this again. But I had to catch up.
At least you did it all in one sitting, so like by the time you got to the final movie, you're like, where
it was really good. They were very good. I really like Chamber of Secrets. That was a good one. Me likey. I never read the books though. I'm that guy.
No, I didn't read the books either.
Okay.
I just don't read, period. So.
Yeah, same.
I used to read a ton.
Oh, it isn't. Oh, wow. Fucking.
No, Ryan. No.
Bye, Ryan.
Proxy was spot on. It was 19 hours and 39 minutes. Holy fuck.
Either I watched half in the night and then the other half in the morning. I don't remember. I just remember sitting down and watching a lot. I definitely watched all the movies though. Maybe it was in a day and a half. Sounds more realistic, but I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
but still, I probably sat down. I just remember watching the same commercials over and over again, and I was just like, yep, I've memorized all of these commercials. Yeah, saw the movie, the newest one at midnight, and then I was like, well, now what? Well, maybe Ryan's little hiccup was a cue, huh? How long have we been going?
We're going until 9.
Yeah,
George! You're getting old.
But the thing is, we started 30 minutes late.
Yeah, those are good conversations though. I like that. Those the middle of that was like fucking
juicy.
Good one.
Juicy.
Things always.
Nice little view of my elbow right there.
Yeah, you like that, dude?
Yeah. Things with the podcast is like I like it, but things with the podcast I like it, but I feel like we stray away from like naming shit or like. I'm not saying don't go into politics. That's not what I'm saying. Don't go into politics. You're not gonna win. I'm just saying like we kind of stray away like kind of in the middle. If that makes sense. So like doing this was like a nice like refreshing change of pace.
I agree.
Just make the whole thing full screen and just.
I wish I could because my OBS is literally on the same display capture. Boom.
Oh my god, I'm on the front page.
Yeah, you are, dude. What's
Look
up?
at me, I'm beautiful.
Hog champion. I just want to do it for the outro.
Hog use in chat, please.
Hog you. There we go. This is why I need a fourth monitor. Right here. Then I can never have these issues ever again. Boom, just like that. We're missing Ryan, unfortunately. All right. There we go.
Oh, hey, I'm huge.
Okay.
Oh, I'm small again.
Hog you. Yeah, Ryan's internet disconnected, so we can't go on. The show cannot go on. But we've also been going for like 2.5 hours, so.
I know. I was supposed to go walk my dog. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's pretty late. It's 7, but
dark as shit.
All right, chat room. We appreciate everyone for chilling. You know, we try to keep everything on a good level of conversation, and we hope you guys enjoyed. These are also going on YouTube for those of you guys that do not know. If you want to go catch these episodes, I will be uploading them to my YouTube channel. For those of you guys that are interested in watching stuff you missed or rewatching this in video form or watching it at work, whatever, they're also on my collections page down. I don't know. They're in the clips section, Twitch collections page. You'll find it if you really want to re-listen to it. And whatnot. But yeah, this will be uploaded to YouTube in the collections page. Go check it out. I'll be uploading these on Tuesdays now. Tuesdays are going to be the podcast days for YouTube. So go check them out on YouTube and all of that stuff there. But yeah, we do appreciate everyone for hanging out and, chilling in the chat, conversing with us, and hanging out every Sunday night. But yeah, guys, go follow everyone on the Borthers podcast. We all stream on our Twitch channels. Casey's been streaming some Fortnite lately. Big Deegs. Been seeing him, watching, lurking, hanging out. Go shoot Casey a follow. Oh, but check, we didn't even address you're no longer an Overwatch streamer, dude. Woo!
I've broken free of the chains.
So we need to
be updated in command.
We need to update the command. I
should have told you that beforehand.
No, it's all good.
I totally forgot.
Twitch.tv/Pacheco_TV, or is it just TV now?
Just TV.
Okay,
TV
Twitch.tv/Pacheco TV chat room. Pacheco TV. All right.
Pacheco Live was taken. I'm fucking pissed about it. Who takes Pacheco fucking TV? Fucking bullshit. It sucked. Even Pacheco TV crazy on Twitter. Who is that interesting as a Pacheco to take Pacheco?
That's wild,
dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I never thought Stroxy was going to be taken, but apparently it's taken in many places.
I know. That's crazy that you got the name.
Stroxy's a good name, too.
But yeah, go check out Casey. Been streaming some Fortnite lately. Checo's been doing his blackout thing, and he's probably gonna be doing Resident Evil very shortly in the upcoming week. So go check that out. Twitch.tv/Pacheco TV now, not OW. We're done with Overwatch. It's all about the TV since Live was taken. Ryan's been streaming WoW raids lately. What else has he been streaming? Some Rainbow Six Siege as well. I'll be in there occasionally with Ryan playing some Rainbow Six. Go follow me as well. You guys already have. I've just been doing variety. We'll be getting into Kingdom Hearts here in the next couple days, so that's what I'm up to. But yeah, guys, go check everyone out. Shoot us a follow. Follow us on Twitter. That's right below the border right there. We have updated borders. I actually put the right one under Casey's name today. So yay, good streamer. Woo, pog. All right, guys, we've been here for 2.5 hours, but we appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for supporting the broadcast. We love you, and we will see you guys next week at the same time. Hopefully we won't have any tech issues. We had some microphone stuff going on, but yeah, we'll catch you guys next week at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. But as always, this has been the Borthers Podcast, and we'll see you guys next week. All right. Peace out.